And I think we are live. Alright, so welcome back to my live stream. If you're here, don't forget to hit the like button. Just to continue from the last stream, we're just gonna go over some videos and look at a few things. Go over some of my old videos and kind of my point of making some of those old videos. But first, I want to show you something. Check this out. Flight radar 24. Check this out. Santiago to all. That was a non-stop flight. Look at that. I love flight radar. It's been killing the flat earth ever since. From Santiago to New Zealand, non-stop. LAN 108. Not sure how that flight would have happened on flat earth. But yeah, anyone who claims that these flights don't exist, there's one right here. It's literally in the air right now. So, there it is. Let me bring this down here. So, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. So, good morning, everybody. What's up, Sean? I just watched your video. Brian is. I've been trying to tell that to Brian for so long. It's not a linear function. I mean, if you're 4,000 miles away from if Polaris is 4,000 miles above the Earth, then at 4,000 miles away it should be 45 degrees. But it's not. And I've been trying to tell Brian that forever, but he doesn't listen. What's up, Citizen 9? My volume's low. Can you hear me? Is that better? Wait, let me try something. Is that better? What's up, Jay Bird? All right, that's good. So, I'm just gonna go over some of my old videos, see if we can make it to the end. A lot of them I'm probably just gonna skim over, but I think we finished off around here somewhere last time. So yeah, this was comparing Himawari 8 and the ISS. Yeah, no, the quality's not the best. Let me put my picture up here. There we go. Yeah, quality's not the best. So this one I was sitting in my office and I had got a notification saying that the ISS was going to be right over my location during the day. I was like, okay, cool. And I was thinking, let me see if I can compare the cloud formation on Himawari 8 and the ISS. So I waited till it was right over my.
Debunk the nonsense of flat Earth.
So I waited till it got right over my location. Again, I apologize for the quality. It's not the best. Waited for it to pass right over my location, and then I took some screenshots. Right here. This is what we're looking at right here. These cloud formations. So and here we go. This is from Himawari 8. I went to Himawari 8 and took a screenshot. And as you can see, they're the same exact clouds. Yeah. Himawari 8. Let me see if I can do. Wait. ISS. Himawari 8. ISS. Same clouds. So obviously something up there is taking pictures of clouds that look exactly the same from two different sources. So, but of course the flat earthers, it has to be fake, right? They're both sources are using the same. They're using the same data to get the same images. That's their claim. Yeah. This one was fun. Everyone remember CC, right? Wait, let me go back to the beginning. Let me play this. I know that everyone likes this. I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
The solar system was stationary. The sun was standing.
Just stop this bullshit.
Can you give me like 5 minutes?
No, you've had this all morning, and I'm just freezing, and I'm hungry, and I'm trying to stop cleaning the house.
It's so funny how it says, can you give me like 5 minutes? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh yeah, and here's me trying to do the same thing. See, the Earth is a sphere.
What are you doing?
Babe, just give me like 5 minutes.
Everybody knows Earth is round. Like, you gotta be an idiot, a moron, waste of a...
You know what's funny? Bev tried to take the audio from this, and he took the audio from this, and he manipulated it to make it sound like my wife was saying the Earth was flat. And then he went and took it to his Discord and shared it with everybody, all his little cronies over there, as if it was real. Yeah, really honest, right there, Bev. Yeah, Bev's definitely an honest person.
The time of a person to think Earth is flat. Come on, you have things to do. What are you doing?
Hey, just give me like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. I'm hungry. I'm starving. I'm about to die. Come on, we got other shit to do.
Destroy shit.
Yeah. And then this was just, the rest of this is just me filming my old buildings.
Shout out to my lovely wife for
and showing that on different days, on pretty much any day you go, you're going to see the same thing as I've shown before. This is the land that we don't see in the images. All of this is blocked by the water. You don't see any of it. Excuse me. This is with my drone in the morning. My drone actually started to die, so I had to turn around and go back. Sean, you're crazy. Hope that wasn't real money. Yeah, this is just showing on different days we don't see the you don't see the beach. That's all this is. This was for Travis. Good old Travis, the plain truth. Yeah, we've all seen those images before. Okay, moving right along. And this is the flat horizon. I'll play the audio for you guys.
What's up, Earthlings? Recently, Mr. Sensible did one of the most definitive experiments by anyone in this community. He sent up a balloon with 3 cameras attached to it, and with 2 straight lines as a reference in front of the camera, he was able to capture the actual curvature of the Earth. Shout out to Mr. Sensible and the Mage Project. Now, what I'm presenting in this video is something that I had done in a previous video, but I wanted to revisit just to see if maybe it was just a fluke or a trick of the lens because of some sort of distortion. Knowing what we know about barrel distortion and what it does is straight lines, any straight line that appears below the center should be concave.
Yeah, so any straight line below the center, right, should be if the camera has barrel distortion, it should look like this. Straight lines below the center will be concave, above convex. Very simple.
Meaning it should bend away from the center. It is true that any picture you take with a camera will have some sort of distortion. Whether that be barrel or pincushion distortion, we can predict which way straight lines will bend depending on the position in the picture and the type of distortion. My cell phone, for instance, which is a Galaxy S20 Ultra, suffers from pincushion distortion. As you can see here, when I compress these images, the horizon which is above the center will appear concave, and when I put the horizon at the bottom of the image, it will appear convex. The opposite happens with barrel distortion. But what happens when you get the same curve in the horizon at the top, the middle
of the frame,
and the bottom of the picture? What lens, if any, can create this type of distortion? Or is it simply because the horizon is actually curved?
Yeah, see, same curve, top of the image, middle, and the bottom. This one right here should be concave, should it not? If it's barrel distortion? Yeah. Excuse me. That's my yeah. This was my thing for Witsit. Wait, I think we went over some of these. Oh, I made this for Flatzoid because, yeah, let me play the audio. It's short. If anybody's seen Flatzoid yesterday, I was trying to kind of listen to what Flatzoid was saying in his live stream, but dude, if you're gonna assert something, right, that if you're gonna assert that your claim is right, then you need to go through the math and show that it's right, not just sit there on a live stream and assert that because you drew some triangles on a map that therefore celestial navigation works on a flat map because you have to have a flat baseline, right? Go through the math like Ruhif did and then show that you can find your location not using any globe math on flat Earth. It's that simple. I wonder why flat earthers have not done that yet. I don't really get into the celestial navigation argument because I don't know how to do celestial navigation. I tried to go through and listen to I listened to Ruhif's entire presentation, and I'm just like, holy crap, that's a lot. It's kind of a lot of stuff to do. Maybe there's an easier way to do it, but I mean, you get 3 stars, right? And then Ruhif found his location. I mean, at its base, that's all it is. You get 3 stars, you use that, find the GPs, and then that will allow you to find your location. How come flat earthers can't do that? It's that if it works so well on flat Earth and only works on flat Earth, then you should be able to get your location. Just do it. Just do it. Stop making assertions as to for some reason it works on flat Earth, but none of you guys can actually do it. Anyway, yeah. Here's my here's a video I made for Flatzoid a long time ago.
This is
Since he doesn't think that gas can be affected by gravity.
a challenge to all the Globers. Actually, mostly for Mr. Billy Blue Balls, who says a pipe is not a container. Anyway, I was on Jose's earlier and I tried to ask him to demonstrate his claim that gravity can pull gas down at 9.8 meters squared a second. So I would like this challenge to go out to him mostly, but if you're any Glober actually that can demonstrate gas going down at 9.8 meters squared.
Yeah, this is all the gas is going down because of why? Why is it going down? Because of gravity. It's being affected by gravity. What, Flatzoid?
Demonstrate gas going down.
Demonstrate gas going down, and the gas is going down.
What's that? Where's it going to?
See, Flatzoid, gas going down.
Oh,
It's not, the gas is not going up, it's going down. It's staying on the ground because of gravity.
boy. Is it falling down?
Yes, it is.
Is it falling down, going down in one vector? Oh no! That's so sad.
No, I didn't go boom boom. Oh, Flatzoid. For some reason, I think Flatzoid is purposely being... I think he's just purposely being an idiot, being clueless. I really do. All right, what was next? This was one I made because I was listening on Brandon's, and they were claiming.
Just like Brandon Toy in his round table of geniuses.
They were claiming that I forget which mission this was. If anybody can put in the chat which mission this was here. This was like the first spacewalk, and they were claiming that the helmets didn't turn for some reason. They thought that the helmets weren't supposed to turn, and then I found a video by Gem Panda. Shout out to Gem Panda. That he made a pretty good video about these specific about the helmets being able to turn.
Is salivating over this video from a channel called Chad Preston Official, making claims about the design of the spacesuit used during the first spacewalk.
Chad Preston, I don't know if you guys are subscribed. He doesn't have many subscribers, 160 right now, but he puts out some pretty interesting videos. You should check him out.
Is this the one where the guy's helmet turns?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this one.
You've seen this one?
I've seen
Okay.
this,
Yeah, probably a lot of people have seen it because it is pretty famous footage.
Well, the helmets don't turn for a start off. They're affixed to the chest and the back. Yeah, there's his helmet turning.
Right.
Yeah, so he kind of looks
because
off to the left, right?
I mean, because the helmets were designed to turn. I mean, that's what they were designed to do. I don't know why they thought the helmets wouldn't be able to turn.
So what did NASA say? Those helmets are supposed to turn, or? I mean, NASA had to come out and say, yeah, the helmets can turn. After that.
Yeah. Apparently, according to flat earthers and space deniers, astronaut Ed White shouldn't have been able to turn his head because of the design of the spacesuit he was using.
Here's where I think the animators got carried away with creative license. The astronauts' helmets don't swivel. They're fixed to an air...
Yes, they do swivel. They were designed to turn. I mean, and what's cool is that Gem Panda made a really extensive video about this. Let's go to, I think it was right here.
Had rotating bearings, allowing the
right here,
which connected via a locking ring to the suit.
Wait, let me go back.
Project Mercury spacesuit, but the final versions used on all flights had the white outer layer. The Clark suit was adapted to use the helmet designed by B.F. Goodrich, a removable fiberglass helmet which connected via a locking ring to the suit. The ring had rotating bearings, allowing the astronaut to turn his head from side to side. The helmet was lined and padded for comfort and protection, and contained communications equipment, earphone and microphone, and an oral thermometer for monitoring the astronaut's...
Just a classic case of them not knowing how to research things. I mean, if you did enough research, you would have found this information. Yes, the helmets can turn.
The retractable visor, which see, this is very obviously not the case. Ed White is in a vacuum. And we're going to start by taking a look at Ed White's Gemini 4 spacewalk. On June the 3rd, 1965, Ed White opened the hatch of his Gemini 4 spacecraft and used a handheld maneuvering oxygen jet gun to push himself out of the capsule. He turns his head and waves towards the camera. The claim is made that his helmet should not turn in this way. As we can see, this is very obviously not the case. Ed White is wearing a G4C spacesuit manufactured by the David Clark Company.
Yeah, you get the idea. The helmets can turn. Flat earthers just don't do research. All right.
Pinpoint asteroids in orbit.
And this one, let me see, what was this one? Oh yeah, okay. So this is for you. This is for you, Sean.
Demonstration here. And what's going on, everybody? So I'm gonna do this.
I know there's music during this one, so I probably should have made this one without music. Yeah. Score miles. Score miles. Hello. This is my Brian's Logic impression. Score miles. Anyway, this was the thing that I did in a long hallway, showing that that the angles to a fixed point will change with distance, and it won't be a linear function. I'm gonna play it. Let me guys know if you can hear my voice, because I know there's music in this one, so just let me know.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I'm gonna do this little demonstration here and kind of give you an idea
I know
of why.
The music's probably too loud. I probably should have just did it without music.
On a flat earth.
So we're at 90 degrees. This will be the North Pole.
Earth, the observation that we see.
So Polaris will be 90 degrees right above you.
Of Polaris would be impossible on a flat Earth. And I'm going to show how the angles on a flat surface
That's Polaris.
change with distance on a flat surface compared to what we see on the globe. So what I've done is I've placed mark,
and then I just go back down the hallway and mark off different latitude lines. I think they're all 10 feet apart.
Every 10 feet.
80 degrees latitude.
To represent latitude lines.
70.
And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get an angle
all the way down to
each
10.
one of these latitude lines, and then we're gonna see how the angle changes. If it's a constant change.
Yeah, consistent. That was a mistake on my part. I said constant instead of consistent.
Or if it's not a constant change. 20, and then we have 10. And then over here would be the equator. We'll start, this will be the equator. So let's see what happens.
So all the angles should be the same, roughly the same amount of difference, if I'm saying that correctly. Where they should be, each angle should be about the same amount different between each other.
Those are my latitude lines, and that supposed to be a tripod down there. That'll be at the top of the tripod is like a little target. That'll be Polaris. And
okay, this is where I use my phone. So at each latitude line, I take an angle 5.5, 6.8 degrees, 8.5 degrees, 10.6 degrees, 15.6, and 29. So each one is
now that I have all my angles, I notice right away that the difference between the angles are not consistent. So this is definitely evidence that the surface of our planet has to be curved. If it weren't, the angles at which we view Polaris would match the rate of change in this demonstration.
Yeah, see, so everyone should be, all the angles should be about the same. It shouldn't change like this. It should be like 4 degrees, 3 degrees, 2 degrees, 1 degree. Like it shouldn't be 4.1, 4.2, 4. It should be like a linear change. You go 10 feet, it'll change by 10 degrees. You go 20 feet, it changed by 20 degrees, like that.
So what we know about viewing an object in the sky while moving away on the surface of a sphere tells us that the rate of change of the angles between equal distances will remain consistent. But that's not what we see over a flat surface. This demonstration showed that the rate of change did not remain consistent. The angles decreased in size over equal distances. To demonstrate the consistent change of reality would simply involve several individuals spread out evenly between latitudes. Have each of them measure the angle between Polaris and the horizon. If the angles are separated by a consistent rate, the surface is curved, which is further evidence that we do not live on a flat plane. Don't believe me, flatties? I dare you to try it. But we all know they won't try, because flat earthers know that the movement of the stars actually debunk flat Earth.
Yeah. So that's a good one for Brian. All right. This one was for the rotation of the Earth. Flat earthers claim we can't, for some reason, we can't feel the Earth moving. I don't know why they think we should be able to feel the Earth moving. But this one.
What's up, Earthlings? The claim that flat earthers always like to make is that since the Earth is rotating at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, this awful screeching sound I had no idea where it was coming from. The entire time.
So this was when I went on. We did a ceremony on, I think it was the Missouri, USS Missouri, parked in Pearl Harbor, and we set up a ceremony like on the deck of the Missouri. And the entire time, when you're on the Missouri, the entire boat like rocks back and forth, right? But you can't feel it. You don't know. The only way you know is it. Here, I'll let it play. It's only a few minutes.
Walked over to the gangplank, which connects the ship to the dock. No idea where it was coming from, until I walked over to the gangplank, which connects the ship to the dock. Now, I'm going to slow it down here to give you a chance to turn down your volume because the sound is pretty annoying, and again, I do apologize.
So this is the like the gangplank that connects the ship to the dock, and it's moving back and forth because the entire ship is moving, is like rocking back and forth ever so slightly. But this movement right here is a hell of a lot faster than the rotation of the Earth. Excuse me. Hold on one second. Oh yeah.
This is the people who were on the ship with me that I or the 5 times faster calculations done by Blue Marble. What I found was that the ship was actually rocking back and forth a good 18 to 20 inches within about a minute. After some rough calculations done by Blue Marble Science, it turns out that this ship would be rotating roughly 70 degrees per hour, which is about 5 times faster than the rotation of the Earth. Shout out to Blue Marble Science for helping out with the math on this one. Now, shouldn't I or the dozens of people who were on the ship with me that day felt this movement? I think at this blinding speed?
Yeah, I didn't feel anything. I had no idea until I heard this sound, and I'm like, what the hell is that sound? And sure enough, it's the boat rocking back and forth. So, I mean, if I couldn't feel this boat rocking back and forth, why would I expect to feel the Earth rotating? Yeah.
If you're interested.
Yeah.
And as
let's see. Here's Brian, confused. Brian confused about geography. This is just funny. I'll just let it play. Let you guys laugh at this one.
We got no flat Earth people in between the tropics.
I'm sure.
What's going on, guys?
I'm sure we do.
You asked Jose if he was in the tropics because Puerto Rico seems like a tropical climate, but I think it's off the coast of South Carolina.
At that time, Brian thought that Puerto Rico was right off the coast of South Carolina. Wait, listen.
It's not in the tropics. I don't think.
Puerto Rico?
Even Jeremy was like, "What?"
What?
Yeah, please tell me you were joking.
Yeah, he thought Puerto Rico was right off the coast of South Carolina. Wait.
No.
I mean, that's what I just seen on the map. Puerto Rico is like about a few hundred miles off the coast.
Puerto Rico was a few hundred miles off the coast of South. Oh, Brian.
Carolina, right?
Nah. I would have used Florida or something.
Yeah. Definitely not a few hundred miles. Maybe 1,000. Yeah, that was funny. I had to point that out. That's why I kind of miss I miss Brandon's, because it was just it was unlimited content, because they were always saying stupid stuff over there. I think Geo's is kind of the same. They're always talking about nonsense. And then we get to Bev and Rakia. This is when I first got the auto level. Oh, they didn't like this one. They did not like this one. When I got that auto level, forget it. I'm using it wrong. Or it's not. You can't use it at that distance. Whatever.
What's up, Earthlings? So after almost a year The spot that I normally go.
Went and set up my auto level on the beach. And if you look all the way out here, that's where those buildings are. A good distance, a good elevation above the water. I think it's like 11 feet.
Go to is still blocked off. So I picked another spot, I'd say about.
Oh yeah, so here in the original 8 videos that I made where I was filming those buildings, this is the location where I was at. And when I did the auto level,
3/4 of a mile closer and 6.
This part back here was blocked off because of COVID. You know, at that time, COVID was, and this is like this little park right here was closed off, so I couldn't go back here. So I went to this little beach, like over
about 3/4 of a mile closer and 6 feet higher. So
I went to this little beach over here. That's where I set up, and that's where the auto level is. Set it up level. Well, this was before I went out there. This was just me testing it in my office, just to figure out how to get it level. Yeah. That's not your daddy's shotgun, Private. Yeah, this is going to the. I took it to a place to get it calibrated because, of course, when I first got it, Bev and all his crew, they were claiming that it wasn't calibrated correctly because it didn't have a calibration sticker on it. So I took it to get it calibrated. And yep, I got it dead level, and there's the result. This is a horizontal plane created by the auto level. Is it not?
Getting somewhere about 60 to 75 feet on the building. Now I have asked Benrakia if an auto level.
Again, this is that 15-story building right here.
The response I immediately got from Benrakia was, "You're not using it correctly. What distance is it rated for? Did you use a story pole? Is it calibrated?" You know, just to try and downplay the results that I got. Well, luckily, this young gentleman.
Yeah, but it's out of range. You're using it incorrectly. It's not calibrated. Look, this is the guy calibrating it, right here.
Was able to recalibrate the auto level since the claim was made that it wasn't calibrated at all. As if the presence of a calibration sticker or a story pole.
Look, there goes the calibration sticker that I went and got. And then there's the the story pole that they claim I didn't have,
which is just a long wooden ruler, which somehow changed the results.
Measuring rod.
So now that the auto level is recalibrated, let's see if the results have changed at all. And what do you know?
This is after I got it calibrated, and look, the results didn't change. It's still the same.
The results still haven't changed. It looks like the crosshairs are still hitting in the same exact place they were the last time. So let's see what excuses the flat earthers will come up with next.
15-story building, crosshairs hitting the top, this horizontal plane right here that's created by the auto level is hitting the top of that building. Remember that Bev created a flat plane with water level, measured it with the water level, and concluded that it was indeed a flat plane. Ergo, water level proves flat Earth. Yeah, but Bev's not a flat earther, remember? Apparently, Bev is not a flat earther, and he doesn't think the Earth is flat.
Once again, thanks for watching.
Yeah, these things, when I did this, oh man, that really triggered those guys. Really triggered them. Yeah, Bev is, yeah. Let's see.
troll followers.
Anyone remember that guy? What was his name? He used to creep around different live streams. What was his name? Not Trolls versus Trolls. What was the other guy? It was Trolls versus Trolls, and then Shills versus Shills.
Pinpoint asteroids in
And
orbit.
he was in a live. I think it was a. Oh yeah, check this out. This is remember when I said Bev took that audio and with my wife and then changed it around. Here's that.
Babe, just give me like.
Here's there. Let's just let it play. Oh snap! No. Go back.
Troll followers.
Let's just let it play.
What's up, Earthlings? In this community, we have two sides. On one side, we have what I call normal people, aka Globers. On the other side, we have Flat Earthers, aka Truthers. But once in a while, we see examples of complete dishonesty from Flat Earthers. One particular group of Flat Earthers are especially dishonest, to the point where they take audio from a video, edit it to make someone say something different, then present it as authentic audio clip. Like this. Babe, just give me like 5 minutes.
5 minutes? I mean, everybody knows Earth is flat.
You see? Did you hear that? He said he manipulated to make it say make my wife say everyone knows the Earth is flat.
Like, you gotta be an idiot, a moron, a waste of a time of a person to think Earth is round. Come on.
Yeah, that's Bev. That's Bev for you.
These are the actions of Bev and his troll followers, which consists of Cleary, M. Scorpio, Domestic Primate, and whoever
domesticated primate
else hangs out with these trolls. Most recently, this dishonesty was on full display during a debate between Brian's Logic and Ranty. During the debate, Bev...
Remember that debate with Brian's Logic and Ranty? So this guy, Shills vs. Shills was in the chat.
Bev shows up in the chat. He makes a few comments as usual, you know, his normal level and horizontal tagline. Then he makes this comment. So I'm like, damn.
So this was Bev in the chat talking shit about Brian, but I thought it was Bev.
Why say these things about poor Brian? Isn't he supposed to be on your team? Why say these things about someone who's defending your position when you should be the one actually in the debate? But anyway, that's a different topic. When it was pointed out that this is actually a sock account making these comments, I said to myself, who would make such mean comments about someone who's arguing for Flat Earth? Luckily enough, I'm actually a mod over at Conspiracy Cat's channel. So I was able to go back through the video and hide the fake Bev, which gave me the ability to differentiate the fake Bev from the real Bev. Then I went back to the beginning of the stream and paid very close attention to the chat.
Get some more light in here.
I wanted to see if I could actually find out who this troll was. As I was watching, Bev's name pops up about 46 seconds into the stream. Now, since the real Bev isn't hidden, when I clicked on his name, the text at the bottom of the box says to hide this user on.
Talking about this was a debate between Brian's Logic and Ranty. Brian's Logic
on this channel.
You know, Sky Miles.
Which tells me that this is the real Bev. I continue watching, clicking on Bev's name every time it pops up. Then at 22:46, this comment jumps out at me. And lo and behold, when I click on the name, it said this person is already hidden. Well, that's funny. I only hid one person on this channel, which was the fake Bev account. So how can this person with a different name be already hidden? It turns out that this person was the fake Bev who changed their name during the stream. And after reading some of this person's comments, it didn't take long for me to figure out who this person really was. Now tell me, who's the only troll in this community who constantly calls people feminine?
Oh yeah, reaping not sleeping, also known as Shills vs. Shills.
Trannies, and child abusers. You guessed it. None other than Shills vs. Shills, who goes by the name of Reaping Not Sleeping in Discord. How did I figure this out? Well, this comment right here is very telling. Then he literally exposes himself by doing the same exact thing with my account in Jen Pana's live stream.
Yeah, then he takes my account, goes and uses it. But at that time, I had changed my I think I changed my name. So he was still using the old logo that said B-Ball for life, but my name was actually Earth is Life. What an idiot.
Now, either Bev knew about this and allowed Shills to basically talk shit about Brian during the debate, or he didn't know about it and still allowed it to happen. Either way, this is just a display of dishonest tactics by flat earthers. He's even gone so far as to threaten ranting during an interview with Ali B. Shills is probably one of the most vile individuals in the flat earth community.
Yeah, he was pretty bad. And you don't really see him anymore, though. He's kind of disappeared, and it's good that he's disappeared. All right, let's see. Let's try and go through a lot of that. I still have a lot of videos to kind of go through. This is Flat Zoid who can't scale correctly.
Pinpoint ass.
Wait, let me...
Saying, according to perspective, Dow Craig is supposed to be bigger than Blackpool, which in reality it's opposite because of perspective.
Yeah, it's much closer to the observer than the mountains are to the Blackpool Tower.
And
this was Brian. I mean, not Brian. This is Brandon pointing out that Flat Zoid's scale was completely wrong. It was completely wrong. What's up? What's up, Tiny Captain? Hey, just let you guys know, if you have any questions, just tag me, and I'll try and read. I don't have I'm not monetized, so if you want me to say something or you want me to check something out, just tag me in the chat, or if you have questions. But I do have a PayPal, so you know, if you guys want to hit me up. I don't think I've ever received a PayPal, so I think it's in my description, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, this was just showing that his scale was completely wrong.
Yes.
And the photographer, and then
even Brian Leakey had to correct him. It's kind of when you got Brian Leakey correcting you on something, then you know you fucked up.
Distances that you took this picture in right here.
Yes, that 22 centimeters is the distance from me to Blackpool Tower, and that's from the same as the 20 k's that the cameraman was to Blackpool Tower, and then the rest was to the mountains, Dow Craig in the back.
The 6 meters represents how much in reality?
The 6 meters is the whole 85 kilometers.
85 kilometers is 6 meters, 22 centimeters.
Yeah, I definitely agree, Sean. I think that's what happened. But I mean, we won't. Will we ever know? Will he ever come out and say it? I don't know. Now, I did have somebody in Discord telling me that they had screenshots from Twitter of him saying that yes, he has left Flat Earth, and the reason why he left it, and the reason why he won't talk about it, is because he doesn't want to receive any death threats from any of the other Flat Earthers, because I guess some other Flat Earthers receive death threats, but I don't know. I think the guy who told me that was kind of bullshitting, because I never got those screenshots, so I don't know. But we'll never. I mean, unless Brandon comes and says anything, we'll never know. But I have seen that when I go in Discord sometimes, and I check on the because I've sent him DMs. He has that little green light is lit up next to his name, so that means he still does go on Discord, but he doesn't type anything. He doesn't say anything. But I think he goes in and kind of creeps and just watches from a distance. So I don't know. Maybe one day we'll see him. He'll come back and he'll tell us what happened. But I don't know. I have my own theories too. I think my theory is that what sent him over the line was those southern hemisphere flights. The only reason why I'm saying that is because on his last live stream, I sent him a super chat and asking him about those southern hemisphere flights. He said he'd look into them, and that was the last time we heard from him. So I don't know.
Here's is 20 kilometers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see here. How many centimeters is 6 meters?
This is, again, this is Brandon showing how Flatzoid's scale is completely messed up. He's asking him how many centimeters is 6 meters?
600.
600 versus 22. I don't think the scale is right.
It's like, I don't think the scale is right, buddy. Listen to that again.
And 600.
Kilometers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see here. How many centimeters is 6 meters?
And 600.
600 versus 22. I don't think the scale is right. If I'm understanding correctly.
Remember, if you're taking 20 Ks to the Blackpool Tower, it's still another 65 Ks about to how can I say 65 Ks about to the mountain.
Yeah, it's 20 to the tower, 20 to the tower, 20 kilometers to the tower, and 60 to the mountains from the tower, right?
Yeah.
So 80 total.
Yeah, so I'm just under that, but I had to do with the size I had to do with me, understand? The spray booth is only so long.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is the ratio, I'm not sure is correct because you've got...
What's up, LB Things, Stuff and More?
22 centimeters versus 600. It should be, if this is 600, this distance between...
No, the whole with the 22 is 6 meters. The 578 is without the 22 centimeters.
So you've got 570.
That's what I'm saying.
578
yes, so I took
kilometers.
The 6 meter. Yeah, so I took the 6 meter as the whole 85.
This was hilarious. I think Flatzoid knew his scale was messed up, and he was trying desperately to explain why it is the way it is. And then Brandon telling him, "Look, man, your scale is just wrong."
Kilometers, you understand? And then I ratioed that in.
Yeah, I'm not sure your ratio is right though.
Nope.
Is it?
Your ratio is not right. It's not. It was, yeah.
It should be
together it makes 6 meters.
Now I understand the total together, but what I'm saying is this should be further this way.
Yes.
Here, let me
it should be no more than 25%. I mean, no matter what, right?
Here, let me just bring up the thing here. So 20 by 65, 20 divided by 85. Okay, so about 24%.
Yeah, his thing right here should be like up here somewhere. Yeah, Flatzoid can't scale. Even other flat earthers had to correct him. Jeez, Flatzoid. My goodness. Yeah, if anybody wants to watch that video in its entirety, you can check it out. It's called Guess Who Can't Scale. Okay. Yeah, this is more.
Pinpoint asteroids in orbit, then hurl y'all thousands of miles.
More of the auto level. Oh, this was Tommy. This is you.
I just can't resist.
This is you, Tommy, Mr. Tommy Grombold. You made this. You made this for me. So Tommy, shout out to Tommy Grombold in the chat, made this model for me. So from my distance on a flat Earth, this is what we should see. Right here. Nothing should be hidden.
All the way to the base of the building. What's also visible is a small strip of land, trees, and boats that are in front of the building. Now, when we move to the curve model, which matches the 6,371 kilometer radius of the Earth, it's pretty obvious that this model matches exactly what I see in reality. We can't see any of the trees.
Just like in reality, on a curve model, look exactly what we see. Shout out to Tommy Grombold.
The island, or the boats. And just as Bev calling the observation of the mountains behind Blackpool Tower and White Swan because it always looks similar, this observation is no different. Out of the many times I've been there in the past year, it's looked the same every single time.
Looks the same every single time.
Point to mimic what I saw when I took my auto level out there. And of course, it matches pretty much exactly what I...
Those would be the crosshairs of the auto level. About the same.
See in my observation. Some people on the other side will tell me that I'm using my auto level incorrectly.
Is that better? Everyone can hear me? I don't want to put the mic too close to my mouth because I don't hear myself breathing. Yeah.
And then I'm using it outside its effective range. Well, after hearing this several times from several different individuals, I wanted to find out exactly why my tool was supposedly inaccurate after certain distances. Luckily, Google wasn't shy about showing me exactly why tools of my kind are inaccurate after a distance. In many
yeah, it looks like that because it was kind of hard to put my phone up to the eyepiece and get it perfect so you can see through it.
Surveying manuals, they talk about errors and different types of errors that can arise when...
So yeah, errors, right? These are all the errors that you'll get when you're doing these observations or you're doing leveling. See? Clearly says not applying curvature and refraction constants. If you don't, you're going to get an error. It's going to be, your reading is going to be higher.
Taking measurements. The two types of errors that are encountered in surveying are systematic and random. In this document, it clearly states that one systematic error would be not applying curvature and refraction constants. In this one, it states for long sights the correction for curvature has to be applied. In this one, it states that the Earth appears to fall away with distance. The Earth appears to fall away with distance. Interesting.
Yep.
This one states when distances are small, errors are negligible. But for greater distances when backsight and foresight are not balanced, a systematic error of considerable magnitude is produced. This one states that geodetic surveys of large areas are affected by and must take into...
I've shown this stuff to Bev and all those guys so many times. I mean, according to them, all surveyors are incorrect. Or surveying manuals are incorrect. Yeah. What? T-Sply? No, I haven't seen that channel. Just send me a link in Discord or something. I'll check it out. A couple weeks ago, I was in New York, and the windmills across the lake were mostly hidden by curvature. Yeah, take pictures of that stuff, man. Absolutely. But yeah, it's all the same stuff. It's showing stuff from surveying manuals, curvature, adjusting for curvature. I mean, that's what surveyors do. They have to. Oh, yeah. This is a quick one. This is one about barrel distortion.
What's up, Earthlings? I found this video of Virgin Galactic's...
Yeah, so this is Virgin Galactic with when they went up in their little spacecraft. And if it was this just shows that if it was a fisheye lens, this curve right here would be concave when it got up here. And as you can see, it doesn't do that. Yeah, see, it's curved. And it remains curved throughout the entire time. And it remains curved in the same direction. And if it was a fisheye lens, it would do this. It would be concave. Yeah, that's all that was. Yeah, I'll check that out, Sean. Let's see here. This was me filming the lunar eclipse in my backyard. This app, just the app that I downloaded to find it, or just the app that I downloaded, predicted exactly what I should see from my location. Yep. I think those are stars. This is what a P900.
But from Sheeple Phoenix's location in...
So another guy, Sheeple Phoenix did the same observation of the same eclipse, but down in I think it was Australia, on the same day. And he showed that the moon was hidden like by this much right here. I'll let it play.
New Zealand as well. I compared his images to the predicted animation on the app, and once again, it matched. Sheeple created this graphic by inputting the Earth's and the Moon's known radius value. Then, he just moved the image of the Moon in place to see if it matched, and, of course, it matched perfectly. It's almost as if the model built into these applications were based on what we see in real life. This is just another example of a model that can make predictions that match what we see in reality. Once again,
yeah, that was a good one. That was a good good comparison. Oh yeah.
We can't help him out, shall we? Now,
good old SE Montreal, another one of my favorite flat earthers. The claim was that he couldn't see the moon. he couldn't see the moon while looking through a solar filter. I guess he was expecting the moon to be like over here somewhere, but it was actually like up here from his location. It was up here somewhere, not even in the shot.
August the...
Wait, I'll let it play.
Talking.
It's 9:48. Sun.
Oh, excuse me. Shout out to Jose, who made the I used his intro with SE Montreal in the background, so you can hear it. La La Land, we are in La La Land. But yeah, I'll let it play.
Monday, August the 8th, and the new moon is 2 minutes away. How exciting is this? There's only one little slight problem. I don't see any moon anywhere. Does anybody see a shadow?
For some reason, he was expecting to see the moon. I can't believe like he would actually. What's funny was when I had a discussion with him about this, I had a long discussion with him on Geos, and he admitted that he was wrong. He literally admitted that he was incorrect and he probably shouldn't have did that.
Thing. It's funny, I don't see anything. No shadow, no nothing.
You're looking through a solar filter.
Exactly.
What else are you expecting to see besides the sun?
And ladies and gentlemen, you know what the new moon is, right? That's when the moon gets blocked out by the sun in the daytime due to glare. Well, sure, we can buy that fairy tale, but see, I have a sun filter on, and there's no glare.
Yes, Montreal, we do know what a new moon is. Apparently you don't.
So, I ask you, can there be a giant rock in front of the sun and we don't see it at all? No shadow, no silhouette?
Oh my goodness.
I'll let the listeners decide on that one. Oh, here it is, 9:50. New moon, ladies and gentlemen. Does anybody see anything? Any silhouette? Any shadow? I don't.
No, SE Montreal. And none of us expect to see the unlit side of the moon in the daytime through a solar filter.
Yes, a solar filter blocks out about 99% of the sun's light. And the moon emits no light. So why would you expect to see the moon through a solar filter while looking at the sun? So simple.
I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, where is the moon at this moment? It's supposed to be in front of that huge sun.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. That SE is Canada's answer to flatzoid. That sounds about right.
Does anybody see it?
Well, rather than be too harsh on old SE Montreal, the lunar disk is just not visible because it's the opposite side, aka dark side of the moon, that's being illuminated. If you're trying to debunk the heliocentric model, specifically the sun, moon, and earth system, you might want to learn about the model you're trying to debunk first before posting a video of you making an observation and making yourself look like a complete and total idiot.
Yeah.
You could have just downloaded Stellarium, Solar Walk, Star Walk, Sun Calc, Moon Calc, Eclipse Guide, and others, type in the date, time, and location, and you would have seen that the moon is just above and to the left at your location. But it's not like you would have done that anyway, because flat earthers don't believe in models that make predictions. Look, there's the moon right there according to Star Walk 2, and here it is as predicted in Stellarium, and here it is in Space Engine, and here it is in Solar Walk. And yes, you can't see it because of the glare. Also, you can't see it because the side that faces us is not being illuminated by the sun. So I don't understand why you thought you were going to see something that emits no light through a solar filter, which transmits only 0.001% of the sun's light.
That should be, and anybody who looks like this should understand that you shouldn't see the sun. I mean, you shouldn't see the moon. It's just like if you're on a highway and somebody is driving towards you with high beams. I'm sure everyone has experienced that. You got high beams like pointed at you. You can't see anything else but those high beams.
Right. Look, this is what the moon looks like during a new moon. Notice how it's pretty dim? Now try seeing it when it's next to the sun while using a solar filter which blocks more than 99% of the light. The moral of this story boils down to 3 words.
Yeah. Research, research, research. Those are the 3 words. Oh, SC Montreal. You'll never learn. What else we got here? This is a live stream I did a while ago. I just played all of my videos, kind of the same thing, but I never actually talked about them. Himawari 8. This was me going through Space Engine. This right here was Wolfie 6020 did an observation of, I think it was Jupiter, and then the moons actually, while he was watching it, the moons of Jupiter actually appeared from behind it. Watch, you'll see it. You'll see them come out.
Himalayan moons, and that is because they were all in line with Jupiter itself. As the time-lapse ran over the course of several hours, the moons once again became visible.
Yeah, see,
it's
those
not
are
something you see.
Those are the
every
moons
night.
of Jupiter. So what I did was I went to Space Engine on the same exact day, and I wanted to see if Space Engine actually predicted this. And sure enough, it did. Yep. Same thing here, just showing that, you know, the model predicted, and then also I went on Space Engine
Again,
to show that
showing exactly what I...
the model predicted that one too. This is all Space Engine. Lunar eclipse, I think it was solar, was it solar, annular eclipse, yeah, solar eclipse. Space Engine also predicted that one too. I'm telling you, if anybody has a PC, download Space Engine. It's amazing. But yeah, this is just different lunar and solar eclipses predicted by Space Engine. Yeah. Everybody remember this? With
Anyway, once again,
Brian Leakey. I think Blue Marble Science made this. Yeah. Brian Leakey again. Listen, I'll let it play. Just Brian Leakey.
Here's what happens if we do 3 60-degree turns on a globe. I covered the entire tropics. 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. Okay? Put the protractor.
Put the protractor to it. But did he put a protractor to it? Let's see if he put a protractor to it. Let's see if he did.
Protractor to it.
Oh, I did. I put a little protractor to it. Those angles. 85, 77, 79. That's a lot more than 180 degrees, isn't it? I love that music.
Internal angles add up to 180 degrees. Here's what happens on a ball.
This is what he tried to do. This is his version of a triangle.
If we turn 90 degrees.
Look, this was his attempt at debunking it.
We don't join up, okay? There's your straight line. There's your 90-degree turn all the way around. There's your other 90. You don't join up somewhere. Now, if you want to follow lines of longitude or coordinates, then you might come up with that bullshit. But in reality, a square is a square, a triangle is a triangle, a spear is a spear. We don't live on a spear.
Oh, God. Where do I begin with this? Okay, first of all, Brian, it would have helped if you actually measured the angles on that triangle. Second, by the looks of this, you didn't even try. It seems like you drew a triangle and assumed all the angles were 60 degrees. Then
yeah, he didn't even measure them. He didn't try to measure them. You should have measured them, Brian. I did. What was funny was that what he said here. He said something like,
Second, by the looks of
it, if you follow the latitude and longitude lines, you would come up with it.
Angle.
Yeah, we know that.
A spear is a spear. We don't.
Right here.
Now, if you want to follow lines of longitude or coordinates, then you might come up with that bullshit. But
yeah, if you follow lines of longitude, you'd come up with it. Exactly. Thank you, Brian. And this was just me going on Google Earth and showing the 90-degree angles. And oh, here's where I actually did it.
Now, was that so hard?
Well, yeah, I actually took this ball and I drew a triangle on it, and I actually measured with a protractor all these angles. And it was more than 80 degrees. Then I drew a smaller one. I drew a smaller triangle on the same ball, and it came out to more than 180 degrees. So, I mean, it's that simple.
Brian, next time, try harder.
Yeah, try harder,
Once
Brian.
again, thanks for...
Just try harder, Brian. Of course, it's the same. SC Montreal, double down.
And flat
showing it. Yeah, it was nothing new there. This is the belt of Venus. Earth's shadow. Would only be possible if we lived on a globe. But there's one observation. It's belt of Venus. It's the Earth's shadow and the blue sky. The belt is similar to alpenglow, which creates a reddish glow just over the horizon. The pink color in the belt is sunlight that is shining through the denser atmosphere near the Earth's surface and is being reflected off the atmosphere at the opposite end of the sky. The dark blue layer in the sky below... Yeah. As Earth's shadow continues to emerge... This is just one of those things that like anybody can look at and figure out, okay, what would create this shadow on Earth? Oh, if the sun is below the horizon, then there's a shadow cast up onto the atmosphere. Simple, just like that. The flat surface of the water. This is at sun. This is at sunset. The sun is behind me. The sun is behind me, and the shadow of the Earth is cast up onto the atmosphere, right there. Of the Earth on the atmosphere opposite the sun. And how is this so-called... Yeah, that would be their answer. Tired light. Geometric horizon able to block light from the sun? I think that's a pretty good question. But we all know we're... Yeah.
But for something like...
And this is Rob Keane. Tried to come in and not really attack me, but he tried to come in and try and say something to me. Just listen. This is real quick, 2 minutes.
But for something like that...
Shout out to Jose. Are you going live today, Jose? If you're watching, he's probably not watching.
And the stuff we've seen recently, like, yeah, some of the flat earthers need to start stepping up and say, hey, man, this is dishonest, clearly. But they won't do that. They'll keep patting each other on the back.
What's up, Rich? How's it going?
High-fiving. Yeah, we disproved the ball. We're killing them. But, I mean, what are they actually showing us?
And Rob Keane is one of Bev's little followers.
More and more examples of dishonesty.
You mean like calling people out for using auto levels over 12 miles?
No, I mean like...
So, of course, he's one of the ones that believes that you can't use an auto level for a long distance. You can only use it for a short distance.
Deleting stuff from videos that shouldn't have been deleted.
Yeah, no, I was taking a dig at UB Ball for using your auto level for a purpose it's not used for. That's all.
Well, I mean, we all know the purpose of an auto level is to create a horizontal plane, right? And that horizontal plane extends for...
Right. And do you think that it only has a limitation, or do you think it has an unlimited view?
Well, if I'm trying to be very precise, then yes, it does have a limitation. But if I'm just trying to create a horizontal, then no, it doesn't have a
The
limitation.
tool is meant to be precise to within a millimeter over a kilometer double run.
Yeah.
You notice how he repeated that really fast because of course he probably learned it from Bev.
But I'm not measuring for elevation. All I'm doing is creating a horizontal. If I was measuring for elevation and trying to be very precise, then yes, I wouldn't use it for that distance.
What were you creating the horizontal for?
To show that the buildings that I'm looking at are below eye level. And that the crosshairs are hitting well above my elevation.
Very simple. And then
so in that case, I wouldn't need to use
his silence is golden after this.
A measuring rod, because I know clearly that even if I had someone standing over there with a measuring rod, I wouldn't be able to see them because they'd be below the horizon.
Then he goes silent. And that was the last we heard of Rob that day. Yeah. Oh, flat earthers. The earth isn't flat, guys. Come on. This is me having a discussion with Spurs. I'm not going to play because it's like 30 minutes long. But we had a discussion about evidence, and it's a pretty good discussion. You guys can go ahead and check it out if you want. Mitchell and I showed this on my last stream with some guy came in claiming that David Weiss was a good source of information, but yet he claims that there's a flat earther in in Antarctica, but yet nobody can go to Antarctica. Well, if there's a flat earther there, then he can film the 24-hour sun. Then anybody can film the 24-hour sun. If a flat earther can get there, can do that, anybody can do that. Which has already been done by other people. So it's not fake. These are probably the videos with the 24 with the Southern Hemisphere flights are probably my favorite. Now these are like my favorite debunking tools because you really can't get. I mean, these flights exist. For a long time, flat earthers claimed that they didn't exist, and we can clearly see that they do exist. And not only that, there's literally one. Let me see. Let me go back. Oh, I can't see it anymore. Let me go back. No, where's Flight Radar 24? Here we go. That flight might have landed already. Let me see if I can create phase 64. Yeah, it's live right now. Show it on the map. There it is. Literally one in flight right now. QFA 64 going from Johannesburg to Sydney. Over here. More information. Where's the route? There's the route. There's the route right there. Yeah. Trying to get the rest of the information. It's airborne. Oh, there it is. So yeah, it's going at 570 knots, 665 miles per hour. Rakia says all non-stop flights stop en route. They just don't tell you. Of course Rakia has to say that. He has to say that. But where is this flight going to stop? Is it going to stop here? Where would it stop? Where would this flight stop? There's nowhere to stop. Unless it stops down here. French, southern, and Antarctic lands. Heard Island and McDonald Island. Let's see if it's going to stop there, but I don't think so. I mean, even one of my recent videos, someone was claiming that the guy that was trying to have a short little conversation with David, Professor Dave, claimed that these flights didn't exist and claimed that you can't go and purchase the flights. And you can clearly go and purchase the flights. Hey, what's up, Blue? You can clearly go and purchase these flights if you really want to. And this is what I keep asking Flatzoid. I'm like, Flatzoid, why don't you just go and take this flight right here, QFA 64. Take the flight to Sydney, and then when you're done, figure out why you got there so fast. How did you do that flight in 11 hours, in 12 hours? Let's see. Let's do something real quick. Where's my calculator? Calculator. Let me see if I can make this smaller. Let's do a little bit of basic math here. All right. So this flight is traveling. Let me do something real quick. So the distance between these two airports is what? About 6,000. Wait, let me see if I can find it. It probably shows it on here actually too. Oh, I can't. Oh, no. No, not that. Well, if you plot it out on, matter of fact, let me do this. Let's do this. Well, the distance between these two airports is 6,800 miles. 6,863 miles between this airport and this airport. If anybody wants to go on Google Earth and confirm that, you can. Just find the Johannesburg airport and find the Sydney airport. Draw a line between them, and it'll show you the distance. So, where is my calculator? Move this over here. Here. Move this back over here. Now, if it's going, so we're gonna find out the distance. We're gonna find out the time it's gonna take, right? So, in order to do that, so we take 6,863 divided by, how fast is it going? 570 knots, or 656 miles per hour, divided by 656 equals 10 hours. So this is going to be a 10-hour flight. Now, how is it that this is going to make this flight is going to go from here to here in 10 hours? When we look at the Flat Earth map, let me see if I can pull up a Flat Earth map. Oh, I'm not prepared for that. I'm not prepared. Where's my? Where is my flat Earth stuff? Let me find a flat Earth map. Looking for. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're going from here. From where we at? From here. All the way down here. Remember when you see this? From all the way down here to all the way up here. Right here. Does that look like 6,800 miles? Right here. That'd be a hell of a lot longer than 6,863. A lot longer than 6,863 miles. That would be a lot longer than that. So Flatzoid, you should probably figure that out. If we want to navigate from South America right here, and we want to go to Australia, how far is that? Since celestial navigation works on flat Earth, I want to navigate from here in South Africa to Sydney. How would I figure out that distance on flat Earth? Yeah, I know, but that's not our model. It's not our model. That's right. Yep, that's right, Tommy. That's what they say. That's not our model, but it works better on flat Earth model, on a flat Earth map. But that's not our model. Right. That's what we always hear. That's what we always hear. It works better on flat Earth model. But yeah, QFA 64, literally killing flat Earth as we speak. All right. That's why I love the southern hemisphere.
Actual
flights.
distance flown was 9,000. The flight that flat earthers have been asking for has finally happened.
Wolfie QFA 64. I think they had shut down for a while and they weren't flying.
To provide one, we have to go with the map previously provided by flat earthers. Now the distance between this location, which is Aziza International Airport, and the North Pole is 8,000.
And that flight was a little bit further. I think it was 17 hours.
1,068 miles. The angle that these two straight line distances make when they meet at the North Pole is about 170 degrees. Now, given the length of two sides of a triangle along with an angle, makes it all but too easy to solve for the base distance. That distance comes out to be 15,618.92 miles. And only going an average of 575 miles per hour, it would take nearly 27 hours to fly that distance over a flat Earth. In order to fly this distance in this amount of time, the airplane would have to travel about 918 miles per hour. On a globe, the distance between these two airports is about 9,126 miles. Flying at an average speed of 575 miles per hour comes out to about 15.9 hours. Now that seems about right. Let's get the actual...
Yeah. We know the math. This is what Wolfie sent me. Well, this is from Wolfie's video. What inspired me to make this video. This is the route that it took. This is just from that. And that was from QFA 14. This was just a cool video I made using Space Engine, showing the what Saturn would look like if you were standing on Saturn's moons. This is a fun one. So if you were standing on Saturn, well, if you were standing on some of Saturn's moons, this is what Saturn would look like. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't it be crazy if Saturn was really close to Earth? This is the view we would get. This is what we would see. just go to all the different moons. Take it easy, Jaybird. Yeah, they fail all the time, Blue. We know that. All the time. Oh, yeah. Same thing with this one. This was me debunking Flat Earth Banjo, because Flat Earth Banjo made a video saying that apparently he thinks that they went this way around. They flew around this way, around the outside. I was like, okay, you think they went around the outside? Okay, let's test that.
Wind currents, these are the jet streams around.
And they use the jet streams to fly around and go at a faster speed.
The edge, the tailwinds is much faster, goes up to 250 miles per hour. Perhaps even more than that, we don't have the information. Exactly, that's what they give us. I want you to pay attention to this. You can go to Flight Radar 24. Pay attention, the airplane leaves Buenos Aires at a normal speed, probably 500.
Yep, round the outside.
And then all of a sudden, it goes ballistic until it arrives in Australia. This aircraft gained speed once it got on the jet stream. Once it got on the tailwind, it went ballistic and flew faster than the regular speed until it arrived in Australia. It's right in their face. They can't hide that. This aircraft got on the jet stream and flew at speed up to, I'm gonna show you that this aircraft flew at an almost impossible, not impossible because airplanes.
250 mile per hour jet stream around the outside of the Earth. Right. Oh, check this out. This is what I sent Brandon. So, remember what I was saying about why my theory is why Brandon left? This is this flight, which was QFA 14, was exactly why I think Brandon left. And this is what I sent him on his live stream.
What we've been saying for years.
Earth is life, $5. Welcome back, Brandon. Any thoughts on the Qantas flight? I don't know what he's referring to. I must have missed something. You'll have to tell me what you're talking about.
They had a flight from Argentina to Australia, like a 17-hour flight. That was all tracked on Flight Tracker. It's supposed to be impossible on the AE map.
I'll have to check that out.
Well, the AE map is a globe projection.
Listen to what Rob Keane says. The AE map is a globe projection. Well, yes, we've been saying that all along. We've been telling you that. It's not a flat Earth map. It's a globe projection. But yet some flat earthers still want to use it as their map. And then when we show how it doesn't work, then it's, oh, that's not our map. We don't have a model. Of course you don't, because every time you try and make one, we destroy it and it doesn't work. But yeah, this was the super chat that I sent to Brandon that in my theory is what made him leave Flat Earth. I could be wrong. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think he looked into this and this is what it was what drove him to probably leave Flat Earth. That, and I'm sure other things too.
Not a flat Earth map.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it. Now, Mr. Flat Earth Banjo, since you're using it as the official Flat Earth map, then I guess we have to go with this one since we have no alternative. Now, I'm not sure why you decided to go with this route instead of a straight line, which is the shortest distance between 2 points. Also, I don't know what airline would purposely take a ridiculously longer route to get to their destination.
Yeah, exactly. Why would they go on the outside and go a longer route than not just make a straight line? I mean, that wouldn't make any sense. Why would I expend more fuel if I didn't have to? Why would I spend more money going this way if I didn't have to?
Destination. But we'll go with it for the time.
And how far do you think this is? This would be like 15,000 miles going this direction.
Time being. I'm guessing you disagree with the distance, airspeed, and flight time given by the FlightAware website. So again, we'll go with the distances on your Flight Earth map along with the airspeed you claimed. So after
Yeah, the exchange with Bev, yeah, that too. But that was well before this. What I just showed was that was Brandon's last stream. But yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it too. That nonsense with Bev and Bev not answering his questions. Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it too.
After doing the math, the diameter of your flat Earth is 24,872 miles. Divide that by 2, that gives us a radius which is 12,436 miles.
Yeah, this is me just kind of going through the math and what the circumference distance would be. So I estimated roughly about 36,000 miles that it would have to travel going along the outside of the Earth.
90 miles. Again, that seems like a pretty far distance to travel in just 17 hours and 41 minutes. But again, we're going with your map. The average speed logged was 575 miles, but you also mentioned that the flight was aided by a 250 mile an hour jet stream. So let's go with that for a second. So you're claiming that the actual flight speed is 850 miles per hour, traveling over a distance of approximately 36,890 miles, and it made it there in 18 hours? Are you seeing the problem here yet? Let's break this down even further. In reality, even with your supposed 850 mile an hour flight speed, it would have actually taken this flight over 45 hours to complete. So it seems like not even your extra airspeed helps you with this argument. It's not even close. Not only that, in order for this flight to make it there in 18 hours, it would have had to have been traveling at 2,049 miles per hour, which is 2.5 times faster than your assumed airspeed.
Again, math doesn't lie. The math doesn't lie.
Now, if you can confirm that there's a commercial airliner that can travel at a speed of 2,049 miles per hour within Earth's atmosphere and carry enough fuel to travel a distance of 36,000 miles, I will gladly concede that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, I would.
Once again,
I would. Oh, but it is reality. It describes reality, and it debunks flat Earth. Yeah, maybe it could have been. Again, that's a possibility. We all have our theories about what happened to Brandon. I mean, yeah, it could definitely have been. You know, his wife was like, "Hey, listen, you need to leave this nonsense alone." Maybe his wife told him, "Look, the Earth. Listen, Brandon, the Earth isn't fucking flat, Brandon. Stop it." Oh, here we go with the bots. Let's move along and try and get through some of these. Yeah, and these were just little cuts I took from other videos. This is the Comet Leonard. We won't go on those. My computer. The sunset.
Pinpoint asteroids in orbit, then hurl y'all thousands of miles an hour towards it.
Ah, yes. Sunset. I mean, now, come on now, just looking at this right here, how could you believe that that this is supposed to be 4,000 miles above the Earth, yet the horizon, which is supposedly at eye level, is cutting off half of it. I can't picture that in my head. No matter what kind of refraction gymnastics flat earthers want to use, I still cannot picture this giant thing right here, which is supposed to be the sun, which is supposedly 4,000 miles above the Earth, getting cut off by the flatness of the Earth, by the ground. I don't understand. I don't understand how flat earthers can see that and think that that's possible. No idea. Absolutely no idea. And it goes below the horizon, doesn't change in size. Let me put this at a higher speed. Can I do that? Yeah. Playback speed. Yeah.
Share and subscribe if you like this video.
I mean, look at that. It's not changing in angular size, although Gary would say it's changing in angular size up and down. He claimed because it's changing in angular size this way, that's it. That's the sun actually changing in angular size. Okay, sure. Green flash. I don't know. That's why I can't be a flat earther, because I see stuff like that and it just doesn't make any sense. Then there's Gary, of course. Gary doesn't know how to do trigonometry. This is the equator, North Pole. At the equator, Polaris should be 32 degrees above the horizon at the equator. Right here. So, Brian, this is for you too. If we're at the equator on flat Earth, Polaris should be 32 degrees above the horizon. Right? We got our flat baseline here, right? This is the Earth, the flat baseline. We got the Earth, we got Polaris just up here. Well, this is what Gary thinks. I don't know if any other flat earthers think that Polaris is 4,000 miles or 3,950 miles above the Earth. But if it is, and we got our flat baseline here, and because of trigonometry, we know that from the equator, Polaris should be 32 degrees above the horizon, but it's not. Yeah, and that's all this is. Yeah, and this was me measuring Polaris from my phone, and the quality is probably not the best. Let me see if you can see it. Let me see if I can play it. I'll play it from right here. Wait, let me see.
There. This model and trigonometry, Polaris should be 40 degrees above the horizon. Unfortunately for you, Gary, it's not. It's actually 21 degrees, which matches my latitude perfectly. I'm not sure if you can see it, but Polaris is right about there. And if I try and put my crosshairs over it, I don't know if you can see it.
Alright, guys, give me 1 second. I gotta do something. Let's get out of here. 1 second. I'm gonna let something play. I gotta go do something for a minute. 1 second.
Getting a flat earther to finally admit they were wrong about an observation is a very rare thing. But this...
I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna let you guys I'm gonna let this play for a while. I'll be back. Called me out, which ended up not going very well for him. Now, I apologize for this video being a little bit long, but trust me, it is absolutely worth it. Now, before we get into this, let me give you the history between me and SE Montreal. About 6 months ago, he made a video claiming that he should be able to see the moon during a new moon through a solar filter. Ever since then, he's doubled and tripled down on this claim. Now, without further ado, let's get into this exchange between myself and SE. Montreal, who's running?
All right. So, what's your problem?
What are we talking about here?
Record it, upload it.
You had a problem with my new moon observation?
I think a lot of people had a problem with it.
No, you particularly. You.
Sure.
What's your problem with it?
You don't know how to use a solar filter?
Okay, explain yourself.
And you thought you were going to see the moon through a solar filter while looking at the sun?
No, that's not what I thought. No.
you're standing there, you're in your video and you're like, where's the new moon? I don't see it. Well, if you actually researched what you were looking at, you would have known that the moon wasn't even in the shot that you were looking at. It was actually off to the side. And
yeah,
you
absolutely.
Thought,
it's 5 degrees off. Yeah.
And then you thought you were actually going to see something that doesn't emit any light through a solar filter while looking at the sun.
No, that's not what I thought.
That is what you thought.
No, this is what I thought.
Okay. Go ahead.
Tell me when you're done. Tell me when you're, and then we're gonna go to your boat observation after this. I can't wait. I've been waiting this for a long time. So now back to the new moon thing. What I wanted to show there was the moon is a rock in the sky, correct? That's what you guys claim, right?
Yep, go ahead.
All right. Now, the sun is the brightest object in the sky, correct?
Yep.
Okay, now, during the new moon phase, the moon is in front of the sun, correct?
When you hold on, when you say in front, you mean like in front as in blocking it?
No.
Or off
it's
to the
in
side
front,
somewhere.
right? It's 5 degrees off,
Okay,
according to your model,
5 degrees
correct?
off. Okay, yep.
But it's in front, right? Right?
Yes. You mean are
Yes.
you saying it's
Okay.
blocking
Okay.
it?
So now, you're claiming, your model claims that the brightest thing in the sky blocks the biggest rock in the sky while shining on it, correct?
Montreal.
Is that correct?
Montreal. Does the moon emit?
Is that correct?
Hold on. Does the
That's
moon
what I'm
emit
questioning,
any
my
light?
friend.
Does the moon emit any light at all?
You didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question. My question was, the brightest object in the sky, the sun, is blocking the huge rock which is in front of it, correct?
No, it's not directly in front of it, Montreal.
It's 5 degrees off. 5 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Does that mean it's directly in front of it?
I didn't say it was directly in front of it.
Okay, so why would you expect to see it? Especially looking through a solar filter, Montreal.
That was my whole point. That's what I wanted to bring about, because you know why I thought of that? I'll give you another example, smarty pants. The solar eclipse, right? What happens during the solar eclipse?
The moon passes in between the sun and the earth?
Right. At what point do you see the moon when it passes?
You only see the moon when it starts to block the sun.
You mean the shadow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me this is another instance now where the brightest object in the sky, right, blocks the biggest rock in the sky while directly in front of it in this instance, right?
Why would you think that wouldn't work on? Do you think that wouldn't work on our model? Why would it
Is
not?
this what you're claiming? Is this what you're claiming?
Do you think it wouldn't work on our model?
That's not what I'm asking you. That's not what I'm asking you.
I'm sorry.
Well,
what you're claiming.
I'm asking you. Do you not think that would work on our model? I'll demonstrate it for you
Absolutely
right
not.
now.
That's
Okay,
impossible
well,
to work.
that's great.
Absolutely
You know what?
not.
I'll demonstrate it to you right now how it works on our model.
You
Give
go
me
ahead.
one
You
second.
tell me how that works.
Give me 1 second. I just don't understand why you thought you were going to see the moon through your solar filter. Like, please explain that.
I just explained to you what brought this idea to my
The
head.
moon doesn't emit any light.
Now we are on a solar eclipse, and you were about to show me something. Please go ahead, sir.
All right, give me a second.
Now you're gonna have to show me this in reality, right? You're not gonna just show me something. I want you to show me the brightest thing blocking something like a light and something going in front of it, not being visible, casting a shadow, leaving, and not being visible. I want you to show me that.
Why would you think that wouldn't work on our model? I'm curious.
Hey, that's your problem, dude. Not mine.
Why would you think that wouldn't work on our model?
Because it's sheer fantasy.
You have three objects. You have the Earth, you have the moon, and you have the sun. And then you have the moon coming in between the Earth and the sun.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And do you not know? Do you not know that the moon's orbit is tilted? That's why we don't have solar eclipses like every month.
So the tilt of the moon is blocking. What are you saying here, dude?
Okay, so obviously you don't know that much about the model. You don't know this part about the model.
Dude, don't try to double talk.
Do you not know this part about the model?
You said you were going to show an example of how the brightest thing in the sky could block a rock, the huge moon, as it travels toward it. You don't see it. You just see a shadow, then it leaves and you see nothing. Please go ahead. Don't double talk. Don't backtrack. Go ahead.
Find this real quick here. Hold on. I'm trying to bring this up real quick. Give me a second. Oh.
Are you going to show me a GIF or something? Or are you going to show me a computer generated?
I'm going to show you on Space Engine exactly how it works.
You're kidding me, right?
And I'm going to go to a solar
You're
eclipse.
kidding me, right?
And I'm going to go to a solar eclipse that happened on June 10th of 2021.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, I'm dying to see this.
Give me a second.
But is it gonna be in real or is it just a model?
It's gonna be one that already happened.
It's gonna be a model.
It's gonna be one
model. Yeah, listen to the question though.
Hold on.
Is it a real thing?
It's going to be one that already happened in reality. It's one that already happened. It happened on June 10th, 2021. Give me a second.
But it's going to be like a modeled reenactment, right? It's not going to be actual footage.
Yes. And it's going to. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you how I'm going to show you how it's possible on our model. Just give me a second.
In a computer on a graphic.
Yeah, that already happened.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you're going to show how it happened, right? And then afterwards, are you going to show the actual footage of it actually happening?
Sure, you can actually pull up footage of people who actually seen it. Sure, I can do that. Give me 1 second.
Somebody was posting some cool clips of, like, maybe it was You Earth is Life. Was posting cool clips of eclipses seen from a plane, from the space station, and from Himawari or something like that, and comparing them.
Yeah, that was a few days ago. 10. All right. All right. Can anybody see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Me on. All right. Can anybody see the moon here? Can you see the moon? It's right where my my pointer is at.
God, the barest I can see a crescent.
You can see the crescent, right? So you can barely see the moon, right?
I don't see the pointer.
Really,
yeah, I don't think it shows the pointer. Or maybe you've got to set it up in the settings to show it.
All right. Can you see the moon right there next to the Earth?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
and there's the sun. So you can barely see the moon. Barely.
But that's
see it.
not what you see on an eclipse.
All right. Okay.
Have you seen an eclipse of yourself?
Hold
Sure,
up, the eclipse hasn't happened yet.
Hasn't happened yet. Now, watch when I go down to the surface. Let's see. Where's the path of totality? This one actually went from. It was actually in Canada. You should have seen this one, Montreal. It was up in your neck of the woods.
I filmed it, my friend. I filmed it.
You sure did.
Don't
You
try
sure
to.
did.
Hey,
So you've already seen it in reality. So look, so I'm going to show you exactly how it works.
Are you listening, Smarty Pants? I filmed it.
He heard you.
Filmed it.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to make sure that smart ass heard me. I filmed it.
Right. And you're asking me, how are you going to show me this in reality? Well, you already seen it. You filmed it.
Seen what? What do you think I seen, dude?
Guys, Earth's Life, just go ahead with your presentation, and then we'll get to the footage afterwards.
Let me just go down to the surface. Let's see if we can see that shadow going across the.
Just so you know, time's constantly passing right now.
Yeah,
this is
Look at
priceless.
there's a shadow right there. Look at that.
He's gonna show me what I seen in real life.
Look at this. Look at this. You
CGI.
see that shadow right there?
This
You
is
see that
why
shadow?
they're brainwashed. You see?
You see
That
that
right.
shadow? So this was me just showing that the eclipse that SE Montreal filmed was predicted by Space Engine. I showed him exactly what he saw. But yet he's still clueless as to how it works on the globe model for some reason. And he kept saying, "Well, can you show it in reality?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can show you in reality. You already seen it. You filmed it."
This
Yeah, we
in
see
real
that.
life, Silent. I saw this. Yeah.
What's your point, Earth's Life?
This is how it works on our model. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually go down, and I'm gonna go into that path.
I wonder why they're brainwashed, huh?
So that's the exact shadow, the path
This
of the
is where
shadow
they
of the
live.
moon, right?
Let me see.
What's it called?
Yeah,
The path of the shadow of the moon.
Look,
What's it
there's
called?
this. So in Space Engine, you can turn off this blue right here. It just shows the this is the path of totality. I can turn that off, but I don't know, for some reason I didn't turn it on. Look, there's the sun right there, right? So there's the sun. Yeah, there's the sun. This is exactly what he saw. This is what it looked like in the path of totality.
Okay, zoom in.
This is priceless, man.
And
So,
rewind it to where like the
this
moon was
is
before.
exactly. Give me a second. So I will rewind it. I'll speed it up. Actually, hold on. Let me lock on that. Yeah. So yeah, this is me just showing exactly how. So yeah, this is from his video right here, and this is from Space Engine. Same thing. Prediction. This is how a model can make predictions. But what's funny is what he says at the end. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. I think it's right here. Wait, where is it? I think it's here.
Where we can actually see the new moon, even just barely.
I think someone just posted some images of the new moon in the chat. Let me see if it's.
Supposedly, there's one.
So this would test some of what we're saying. What about Montreal? Next time there's like a waning moon, go out, point the camera at it so that we can see it, and then put the solar filter in front of it so we can see what we can see when there's a solar filter there.
No, I don't think you'll see anything with the solar filter.
So you heard what he said, right? He said, "I don't think you'll see anything with a solar filter." Yet before he was saying he doesn't know why he can't see anything, so that therefore it's not there.
Say that again, please.
I don't think you'll see anything if you point the camera with a solar filter at the moon. I don't think you'll see
Exactly. So he admitted it. You won't see anything.
anything.
Say that again, please.
I don't think you'll see anything if you point the camera with a solar filter at the moon. I don't think you'll see anything.
Exactly. So he admitted it.
With a solar filter on.
No, this was during special circumstances.
What was special about them?
Granted, it wasn't the best experiment ever devised by a human being, right?
But just seems what's crucial for your test of whether I can see the new moon is that you could see the new moon, but by your own words, you wouldn't be able to see the moon if you were using a solar filter, which you were using.
No, not under these circumstances. Don't change my words. You just.
So what's
told
different
me
about the circumstances?
It's different because it's 5 degrees. It's very close.
To be fair, I think
so, like I said, maybe I botched that one completely.
Yeah, you did. You botched that one completely. Well said, SC Montreal. Well said.
And I'll take responsibility for it. No.
Yes, and I guarantee if you talk to him, he'll probably revert to his same original claim that we should see the new moon. I guarantee he's completely turned back around and he's gone back to the same exact claim because that's what SC Montreal does. Flat Earth reset.
No problem.
Yeah. It's like Flat Earth Groundhog Day. You tell them something one day, and the next day they go right back to the same nonsense. Yeah. And this one was just a short me showing that through a solar filter you'd only see the source of light. You wouldn't see anything else besides what's showing light. So I have a solar filter in front of my phone. And this is me putting something, eclipsing that light source. You don't see anything else, but you see the light source. Now when I take this filter away, you can see the ball right there, right? You can barely see it, but you see the light source. You can't see the ball itself. You can see a sliver of light, but you can't see the light source. Yeah. Yeah, that was me showing Gary's nomination for top left. This was showing that on my floor. My floor is not perfectly flat. This is something that Flatzoid would probably use as evidence for a flat surface hiding things. You can see the bottom of my phone is blocked, right? And I'm thinking, wow, the flat surface will hide things. But when I zoom out, I can see that it's because the floor isn't perfectly flat. Right there. My floor has a slight curve in it. That's why. Simple. Flat surfaces don't hide things, flat earthers. Only flat surfaces with slight curves. Oh, yeah.
Pinpoint asteroids
And
in orbit, then hurl y'all thousands.
This one is Gary claiming that the he thinks flat surfaces hide things. Apparently the surface of the water is flat, yet we only see, let me see, let's count these stories again. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. I think we can count this as 14 up here. Yeah. But this is a 23-story building. It's 23 stories right here, and you only see 14 stories of it. So, but the water is supposed to be flat, apparently. Third video is just a complete was this far away from. Oh, and this is what he. This is supposed to be Polaris right here. Earth, then yes, this would be true. But fortunately, people that have been to school for longer than a week know that Polaris is a lot farther away than this. Yeah. This is Gary thinking that him pushing this a few inches away, now it's not aimed at Polaris anymore. Oh, no shit, Gary. Let's see. If I have my camera on a tripod aimed at one of my kids and I bump the tripod, of course it's not gonna be perfectly pointed at them anymore. It's gonna be off. I'm gonna have to realign it. And here was my short little something I made previously. So large that it's imperceptible.
The distance the Earth travels during its annual orbit is minuscule compared to the distance of Polaris. Consider this. The diameter of Earth's orbit around the Sun is about 186 million miles. The distance to Polaris is about 2.4 quadrillion miles. That's a distance ratio of 1 to 12 million. Since Polaris is very distant, the angular shift over the distance from our North Pole to the equator is imperceptible and can be ignored. To put this into perspective, imagine you're staring straight ahead at a distant mountain located 100 miles away. Now take a step 8 millimeters to the left. Obviously, you're still staring at the same mountain. If you are the Earth and the mountain is Polaris, that 8 millimeter distance is the equivalent of the change in Earth's relative position after 6 months of orbit. So I pulled up this triangle calculator because I wanted to see exactly how big of an angle that would make since Polaris is about 2.4 quadrillion miles, the Earth's orbit around the Sun is 186 million miles. So let's see, the distance of B would be 2.4 quadrillion, so that's 15 zeros. So we'll do 2, 4, 0, 0, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, because we have the 4 and the 2, okay? And let's see, C would be the same. So we have 2, 4, 0, 0, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's 2.4 quadrillion miles. Now the length of A would be 186 million. So 186.
Yeah, quadrillion would be 14 zeros.
0, 0, 0, 0. And what we have is an angle which would be 0.0000444. I don't know about you, but that would be a pretty small angle.
Yep, and Gary doesn't understand angles. He claims he does, but he doesn't. All right, moving right along. Oh, yeah.
It was an absolute double whammy for flat earthers on January 15th when an underwater volcanic eruption in Tonga was caught by multiple satellites in orbit, confirming not only their existence, but also the curvature of the Earth. It was an absolute double.
I like that one. And then we got Stingray with his I like Stingray's models. He does a pretty good job. We got Brandon talking with Bev. This one was funny. Master Khalik, I got Gary to admit that the bottom of obstruction is globe evidence. Shout out to Master Khalik. What he says is what Gary
Including
says is
B-ball.
priceless.
We got a nice one with a boat in his. You can literally watch it disappear bottom
You
first.
sure can.
No, what I said was if the Earth was curved.
What does he say? If the Earth was curved,
you would see bottom first obstruction.
You would see bottom first obstruction.
If the Earth was curved, it would block it bottom first.
Exactly, Gary. Exactly.
If the Earth was curved, would things become obstructed bottom first? And I said yes.
Yes, Gary.
Right? You agree with that, right?
I agree with that.
That's what I said.
Yep, I sure do.
No, what I said was if the Earth was curved, you would see bottom first obstruction.
Bottom first obstruction.
If the Earth was curved, it would block it bottom first.
Absolutely. I agree, Gary. I totally agree. I completely agree. What's that again? Say it again, Gary.
Obstruction. If the Earth was curved, it would block it bottom first.
Yeah.
If the Earth was curved, would things become obstructed bottom first? And I said yes.
Yes, it would.
Right? You agree with that, right?
I absolutely agree with that, Gary. Absolutely agree with that. Wait, let's say it again. Say it again.
Become obstructed bottom first, and I said yes. Right?
Yes.
You agree with that, right?
Yep.
That's what I said.
Yes.
No, what I said was
what did you
if
say?
the Earth was curved, you would see bottom first obstruction.
If the Earth was curved, you'd see bottom first obstruction, right?
If the Earth was curved, it would block it bottom first.
It would block it bottom
first. If the Earth
first.
was curved, would things become obstructed bottom first? And I said yes.
Yep, I agree, Gary. I agree, 100%. All right, and this is I created an Analema using Space Engine. This took a while because I had to go through and take screenshots every, and it was weird.
Apparently, there are some flat earthers that are.
So yeah, some flat earthers say that the Analema is proof of flat Earth, which is ridiculous.
Confused about this specific phenomena. Let's see if we can help them out and explain to them how this observation is possible in the heliocentric model. To understand why this happens, we first need to learn a few things about the rotation of the Earth and its orbit around the Sun. A solar analemma is a graph or a plot that shows the position of the Sun in the sky at a single location.
And this is one of those things that I never knew until I joined this community of flat Earth debunking. I never knew that the Sun did this until I looked into it. I was like, wow, okay. And then I figured out exactly how it works. So what I did was I took Space Engine from Hawaii. I went to the location in Hawaii, and every week, because I wasn't gonna do an exactly 365 screenshots. So I took one screenshot every week in Space Engine. Like you just go to the location, put the sun at like noon or like any time of the day. Where I think this was like 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. something like that. I think it was 3 or something like 3 or 4 or 5. And I forwarded 1 week and I took a screenshot. Again, they kept doing that. Forwarded 1 week, take a screenshot. Forwarded 1 week, take a screenshot. And this is what
a date by
came out.
1 week and taking a screenshot. One for every.
If you see here, this is I think that's this little star right here. I think that's Mars, Venus, or Mars. One of those.
Week of the year. What you see is 52 individual screenshots put together. And
I put them all together in a little short video showing the Analema. So if it didn't match reality, this wouldn't have done the figure 8 pattern if it didn't match. That's why I love Space Engine. All right. This one was a good one too, because this was Brian Leakey claiming that 24-hour sun videos didn't exist or were fake. So this channel right here, if anyone wants to go to this channel, Antarctic Streams, they do, let me see, matter of fact, let me see if I can find that real quick. Antarctic Streams. Please forgive me because I type really short. Antarctic Streams. See if I can find that channel. Yeah. Did I spell it right? Is it in the chat? Let me see if it's in the description. No, I didn't put it in the description. But if anyone wants to try, finds this channel, they have posts of the 24 hours of sunlight. Like, whenever you go to that time of year when there's supposed to be 24 hours of sunlight, you'll see it. And it'll be for days and days and days and days of just sunlight. I think it's like a day and a half at a time of continuous sunlight. And I think the guy on the channel says, yeah, it's flat, just messing with flat earthers. But yeah, let me see if I can play some of this.
Time lapses, which he's been posting since 2019, some of which clearly show 3 days of continuous sunlight. And you know how these discussions go. We post evidence, research papers, and videos of said phenomena. Flat earthers deny them and call them fake, give us ad hoc explanations of what they think is really going on. You know, the same exchange that we're all accustomed to. During the course of this discussion,
so yeah, he claimed
the video.
So remember these, where it was clearly at the end and at the beginning it was the same clouds. That was the claim, and of course, yeah, it was because it was a loop. But there's a reason why they did that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show that real quick. But here's Rakia. This was funny what Rakia said. Rakia claimed because we couldn't see the sun, we can't verify that it's actually the sun. That was hilarious.
The sun
No, we
causes
can't.
the light in the sky.
That the sun is the source of the light, as if the light could be coming from some other giant unknown light source in the sky.
You can't verify that it's the sun
No, we
causing
can't.
the light in the sky.
Followed by more ad hoc explanations of what it could be.
The sun could be energizing the light that's already in my room, but
The sun could be energizing the light that's already in my room. Yeah.
when the sun goes far enough away,
What?
the light isn't
Energizing the
energized, but
light?
Energizing, yeah.
We have
What
darkness.
does that
right
mean?
now, I have
Everyone was like, "What? What are you talking about, man?"
Hang on.
daylight
Rocket,
in my room without the sun.
And he and Geo trying to attach a claim about the 112 Arctic streams that I never made, rather than address the fact that these particular videos each show multiple days of continuous sunlight.
No, you cannot see the sun for the entire video.
Thank you. We're done with this.
Fantastic.
Now let's
Now,
let's address the real issue here. So what they didn't want to address was that the video was showing more than a day. I think I said 3 days, but it's actually like a day and a half. It's like a full day and a half of continuous sunlight. Can we address?
The hemisphere is tilted.
So okay, Now me
And
and
the footage
Brian,
that
now me and Brian Leakey had gone back and forth about this several times. So let me see if I can clarify. This is the video that I sent Brian, right? Where they're talking about the 24-hour sun video, right? So this video right here, right? And this is the one that Brian wanted to focus on so much. The video that they're talking about right here is the one from the documentary. This is the one that they edited, and we understand why. Now, I'll tell you
in the
why.
background, just on the right. So people were complaining about how the clouds in the start of this shot matched the clouds at the end of the shot. And there's a reason for that, and that's that the original shot ran for a couple of days.
So he said the original one, not this one, the original one ran for a couple of days. So again, this video right here, Brian, if you're listening, I know we've gone back and forth about this several times. The video that they're talking about, the one that they're showing right here, is the edited portion. This is not the original. Again, I say again, Brian, this is not the original. This is the edited one.
And there it is in the background.
So this is where it starts. They wanted to start right here, this mountain. But Brian's new claim is that the smoke coming from the smokestacks is somehow going backwards. Sure, okay.
Just on the right. So people were complaining about how the clouds in the start of this shot matched the clouds at the end of the shot. And there's a reason for that, and that's that the original shot ran for a couple of days. But the editor decided he wanted to start with the same imagery in the background to just help give the visual flow. So what we actually did was cut it in the middle. And if you look super closely here, around
so
about
this is where you're talking about. If you look super closely here, right when the sun gets about right here, this is where they cut it, because this footage right here is not the original footage. This is the edited footage.
when the sun passes behind the light bulb, you see a little crossfade on the clouds in the background.
Yeah, so this is where they brought the two ends together. This is why I've been trying so hard to explain to Brian, but he still wants to claim that this is the original footage and this is like it's all edited for some reason. And then he wants to claim that the smoke coming from the smokestacks is going backwards.
That's where we've actually joined the two ends of the clip together. And
he thinks that the smoke is going backwards into the smokestacks.
Now we're going back around to the start of the clip. So from the point where the sun disappears behind Observation Hill again, we're seeing the same footage.
Why would everything be going in the right direction, but the smoke be going backwards? Come on, Brian.
That was at the very start.
Right.
So
Now, what Brian didn't do is Brian didn't go and watch the original footage. Now this is the original footage right here. It doesn't start on the mountain. It starts right here. Just after this light pole right here. And what the gentleman right here, matter of fact, this is the channel that just did an interview with Professor Dave. If anybody wants to go and check out that channel, he's a pretty cool dude. But yeah, he starts it right here.
This is the rule,
and it goes all the way around.
Around the camera, there is a rectangle of rails.
Right here, he's just explaining that as it goes around, you see all these different corners, and if it wasn't real, then you would only see a few of these, but you see all of them. Yeah, but let me just do something real quick, and let me go to. And I'm sure all of you guys have seen this one. This is where I broke it down on exactly how the edited footage was created. The beginning of it was cut. This section right here was cut until they got to the mountain. When they got to the mountain, that's where they started the video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. If anyone wants to go back and watch it, you can. But yeah. But Brian swears up and down that the entire thing was edited. Start and stop on the mountain, so it goes around. I'm not going to speed it up because I just want to get you guys to get the full effect. And as you can see, I literally did it exactly how they would have done it when in the editing portion. All right, so now that cut is coming up to where they cut it. And it's not, you're probably going to see a little bit of a skip because it's not perfect because my editing software is not the best. So right here is where they join the two ends together. And see, and going back to the beginning of the video, same clouds. That is exactly how they edited that video. So whatever, Brian, I hope this kind of explains it to you. And it didn't. This is how they edited that video. It didn't explain it to him because he still makes the same claim. So even me breaking it down, showing how that clip was made, still didn't explain it to him because he still makes the same claim. And here is the I went back to that channel and I clipped out the full version of that. So this is the full unedited version of that with no cuts or anything. Brian thinks there's a spot right here where you get like you'll see like some sort of rainbow cut, but the guy even explains why that happens. You know, something with Adobe, and if it doesn't get the information, it'll put up that screen. But yeah, but this is the full unedited literally 36 hours of footage. So it's full. It's more than 24 hours. 36 hours actually. So, yep. Like I said, it's like Flat Earth reset. You tell them one thing one day, you explain it to them, and they go back the next day and make the same claim, or just go and make more claims about things. So yeah, those are my last few videos. Roughly 12. This is the one about the 24-hour. Not 24-hour sun. This is the one about the flights. I was talking to Witsit. I love this. I love these videos because these are like my favorite ones because the Southern Hemisphere flights are just, they're a killer. They are an absolute, I mean, everything kills Flat Earth. But the Southern Hemisphere flights are something they used to claim didn't exist, and we see them happen all the time. So they have to call them fake. Happen several times a week. I mean, we can argue about the horizon all day, about the refraction and the horizon and all this. No, I don't want to argue about refraction anymore. I could care less about refraction and the horizon. You know, I don't care about that. This is where it really destroys Flat Earth, because the map that they claim, these flights would take a lot longer, and they would just be impossible. It just wouldn't happen. Just listen to Flat Earth Data, Witsit, and Rakia, and others try desperately to come up with excuses.
A lot of the direct flights have stops. They just list them as direct because the stop isn't to get like other passengers. So they call it a direct flight so they can charge more for the ticket, but it actually does land usually.
You know that you're using a map that is apparently... a projection of a globe flattened, right? So if you're going to pick a map that has flaws and then wonder why it doesn't match what you claim to assert, that's where you're wrong.
Nice, Tommy Granville. Let's see that. So you got SSA. Where do these go? SA223, SA281. Where do those go? Qantas, okay, QFA 14. I think QFA 14 was like a one-off thing though. QFA 27, yeah, I think those two were like one-offs. But 63 and 64, they happen all the time. And then the LA, yeah, I see the one LAN 801. That's literally in flight right now. I think, well, actually, no, it might have landed, but I know we were checking it out earlier. Let me go ahead and play, yeah, Rakia.
In your argument.
I'll clear this up. Yeah, we have shown flights that say they're direct that have stops, though, B-Ball. You need to check in.
But the thing is, these weren't direct flights. They were non-stop. And I understand there's a difference between non-stop and a direct flight. The direct flight, it'll actually stop somewhere and refuel and then go again. It won't pick up any passengers. I completely understand that. But these flights are not direct. They are non-stop flights.
No, there is no stops on this flight.
Okay, I'm not sure how you know that, but even when they list them as direct flights, they might have a stop.
No, there is no stops on this flight.
Also, the Gleason map, the way that the land masses are made, they're not correct sizes. Go to Buenos Aires and book a flight from Buenos Aires to Cape Town. I dare you to do that. I call any charter.
I don't have to do that.
Ben Whitsitt and some other guy named Citizen claimed they tried to look up these flights but couldn't find.
Yeah, this guy Citizen, he changed his name. He doesn't go by Citizen anymore. I'm not sure if he's still over in Earth Awakenings, but he kind of disappeared after I made these videos. I know, well, he didn't actually disappear, but he changed his name, and then ever since I hadn't seen him come into the chat anymore.
And any non-stop flights.
He can book, so the guy who's claiming that he can book a one-stop flight from Sydney to Perth, I'd actually like for you to back that up and go find a plane ticket, because every plane ticket that I find actually stops in the Northern Hemisphere. I'll post the evidence right now, like the flight that I just looked up. There's no direct flight to Sydney and Perth. They all stop in the Northern Hemisphere.
Ah, damn it. You couldn't find it. Well, let me help you out real quick.
So they couldn't find the flight, so I went ahead and found the flights. This part I probably should have sped up a little bit because it kind of went for a long way. But of course he forgot to filter, go to where it says non-stop flights, and you click non-stop. And there you go. There's your non-stop flight right there. You can purchase. So he asked for the link to where he would purchase the flight.
I'll post the evidence right now, like the flight that I just looked up. There's no direct flight to Sydney and Perth. They all stop in the Northern Hemisphere.
Ah, damn it. You couldn't find it.
Yeah, he couldn't find it. So I found it for him. And then here we go. Here he comes again, asking for more evidence. There's where you would purchase the flight.
Again, real quick, just so we're on the same page, I just want to make sure that Earth is life. Again, you're making the claim that this flight is, and I'm not saying it isn't. It very well may be a one-stop direct flight to Johannesburg to wherever you was it Perth,
Sydney.
Johannesburg to Sydney, right? Okay, so then maybe what I want you to do is, when you can, I want you to post a link to the ticket that I would buy to that flight. That's what you would need to prove to me. If you can post the link to the ticket to buy that flight, that's a one-stop, no stop direct flight. Okay, that's what I.
And that's what I wanted. And what I did was I went to his. I DM'd him the link to purchase that ticket. He never responded. I sent him the link to several different flights, and he never responded.
Yeah, because
right here, I took a screenshot of this, and I also sent him a link to him actually being able to, so he can purchase the flight. Never got a response after that. Yep, here it is, right here. Look, there goes a link right there for Expedia, so he can purchase the flight if he wanted to.
I just now looked it up, and when you click on,
and here's Witsit saying he just looked it up.
That you type in direct flights, you go to buy the tickets, and you click on it. It's got one stop in all of them.
So again, he didn't go and he didn't filter correctly. Witsit, you didn't know how to filter. You got to go and make sure you filter the non-stop flights right here.
So you guys want to walk it back now, or
do I want to walk it back now? When I went back and spoke to Witsit and I asked him if he wanted to admit that he was wrong, Witsit will never, ever, ever admit that he was wrong. But he will always he'll always try and get you to admit you were wrong. But he'll never admit he was wrong. But yet he claims to be an honest person.
or you guys want to show where it doesn't have a stop? Yeah, I'm about to prove it. Here's a screenshot of all of the tickets from Sydney to Johannesburg.
This way.
Find the flight that doesn't have a stop. You guys, why would you guys
non-stop flight
and then
right
tout
there?
victory? I just went and looked it up because I'm honest. I just wanted to go look it up, try to go buy the ticket, and they all have 1 to 2 stops. So can you find one that doesn't, please?
There you go. There you go. There's your non-stop flight. Witsit. And here's another one. This is when wait, let me go back. I typed his name in there. Witsit gets it.
Yeah, that's correct. And they seemingly all stop in Abu Dhabi, right? So all those flights from Sydney to Johannesburg, they're going to stop in the north.
This one is not stopping at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, where's the non-stop flights to Sydney? There's none. You won't find it. Sorry. Thanks for playing.
There's your link to purchase the flight. I want to give a shout out to Left Lane, who pointed out to our friend Witsit that there was a flight in the Southern Hemisphere in progress from Auckland, New Zealand to Santiago, Chile during this very discussion. Listen to how shout out to Left Lane. Witsit wants to completely ignore this fact and obfuscate so as to try and dominate the conversation.
Yeah, there's a plane currently in flight, from Auckland to Santiago, Chile.
Yeah, that's the one we just looked at earlier. But earlier in the stream, we looked at that flight was literally in progress. Matter of fact, let's see. Is it still in flight? Oh, I gotta go back, of course. Let me go back and find it. It's LA, what is it again? Oh, there it is. Still in flight. Right there. Wait, no, that's not the, I'm sorry. That wasn't the right one. What is it? Let's find the right one. That's that one. No, that one's also destroying flat Earth as we speak. But where is the other one? Let's go. No. It's LA, what is it? LA 800. Oh. Where did you go? There it is. Show on the map. No, that's not the one. Where'd it go? Is it 801? Here we go. Auckland to Sydney. Auckland to Santiago, right here. August 1st. That was today, right? Here we go. Here. Well, I guess these are the ones that are going to be. No, that wasn't today. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was okay. So, what's today? 24th? 24th. This was today. And those are tomorrow. Yeah, this was today. Auckland to Santiago. This is the flight left lane was talking about. Same flight right here.
It's an interesting flight path it's taken there.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. It's not August. I'm sorry.
We'll bring something else up that we'll have to go look into and refute it for you again.
So again, you see, listen how Whitsitt doesn't want to address the flight in progress from Auckland from New Zealand to Santiago. No, from Auckland to Santiago.
Auckland, was it New Zealand to Santiago?
Yeah, New Zealand to Santiago.
Oh yeah, so you are going to just skate past the fact we refuted everything you said. So
see, look, he doesn't want to talk about it. He's claiming that left lane is skating past the fact that Whitsitt thinks that they refuted everything we were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, the plane is actually in the air fixing to land in Santiago.
So you're going to keep doing it. You're just going to keep skating past the fact that we refuted everything.
But you're going to keep skating past the fact that this flight is in flight right now.
Well, what about that flight, though?
Okay, right before we refute that one, you want to admit that everything else you brought up thus far, we refuted it?
No, you didn't refute anything.
You're going to refute a flight that's in progress.
You didn't refute anything because you claimed you couldn't. You claimed that you couldn't find the non-stop flights, and we found them for you. So you didn't refute anything.
Yes.
Hey, but before we go point out how you're probably being fallacious per usual, would you like to admit that you've been refuted on everything you brought up?
I'm not being fallacious. I'm looking at Flight Radar 2, and it's showing me this flight. It went from Auckland. It's going from Auckland to Santiago.
Is it non-stop?
Yes, non-stop. One shot.
How do you know that?
Because it shows the flight track and everything. It shows it went from Auckland and it's fixing to land in Santiago.
You're not really answering the question. Maybe you can post the flight path for everyone to analyze.
Let me do a screenshot to see if I can do that.
So yeah, just completely ignore the flight in progress. That's destroying flat Earth as we speak. QFA-14 took off from Ezeiza, Argentina, and landed in Darwin, Australia. This flight took 17 hours and 41 minutes. If you trace this flight path out on a flat Earth map, yeah, they have to be in on a globe lie, right? Everything. The pilots, the FAA, they're all in on it. You can see exactly why they've been ignoring it. This flight went pretty much unnoticed by the flat Earth community, and understandably so. Since this flight, there have been other recently claimed non-existent flights. For instance, QFA-27, which flew on the 27th of March 2020 from Sydney to Santiago, and QFA-63 and 64, which both currently fly back and forth from Johannesburg to Sydney several times a week. The few times that I've presented this evidence to flat earthers, the responses seem to be the same. Yeah, it has to be. That's right. It's a straw man. It's a straw man. Yet, they'll claim that certain flights only make sense on flat Earth, on a flat Earth map. But then when we show them these flights right here, oh, that's not my map. Did you measure this distance? Did you personally take this flight? So you just blindly believe what the websites are telling you? To that, I say, math doesn't lie. Yep, math don't lie. Yeah, we've seen all these before. That's right, Chike. They have to be liars. Oh, goodness. Getting towards the end. This is a fun one.
Pinpoint asteroids in orbit, then hurl y'all thousands of miles.
This is a fun one. Flights coming, airplane coming out of the water. Airplane landing in the water. Airplane taking off out of the water. Look at that. How does that work on flat Earth? Oh, it's the waves. All the waves, all these 50-foot waves here is what's blocking the airplane. That's what they'll claim. If they see this, they'll claim that it's the waves right here that is the reason why we can't see it. And this was me. This was me and Jose. Shout out to Jose. Ever since we have this flat baseline here, right? The sun will be right here. I'm here at the bottom, and Jose is over here. So if this is a flat baseline with a specific distance, and Jose is seeing it at a specific angle, then we should be able to know exactly what that angle should be. And it's 4,000 miles above here. Celestial objects can only be taken with a flat baseline while using a sextant or any other angle measuring tool, meaning that the Earth has to be flat because we can't get elevation angles from a curved surface. Well, with this new knowledge, there's a few tests we can do to predict how high above the horizon the sun should be. Since we have a flat baseline, I can create a triangle using the sun, myself, and another person on Earth. That's me. That's Jose. The base of the triangle will be a 4,680 miles. This is the distance between me and Jose right here. So if the sun is 4,000 miles above me, and the distance between me and Jose is 4,680 degrees, mile straight line between should be a specific distance, right? And Jose in Florida. And since the sun is closer to the Earth than we were told, roughly 4,000 miles. Shout out to Jose. And directly above me at noon, from Jose. This picture right here, this is Lahaina noon. You see there's no shadows on those. That means the sun is directly above me. So according to Flat Earth, the sun is 4,000 miles above me. Although some of them will claim they don't know what the sun is and they don't know exactly, but a lot of them actually still claim that it's 4,000 miles. Gary included. Brian, Gary, there's a few other ones, yeah, that claim that. But as soon as we show them how that doesn't work, that's when they claim they don't know what the sun is. Today's location, the sun should be 40 degrees above the horizon because, you know, trigonometry. Let's test this. So this is us testing. It's Jose going outside. Pulls out his camera with the dioptrap, gets an angle from Florida, and this is me right here at the same time with the sun literally at noon with the sun directly above me, and this is the shadow that he gets from Hawaii over here, and this is my location where I get no shadow. and it's not 40 degrees. If it's flat, it should be 40 degrees. If the sun is 4,000 miles above me, it should be 40 degrees. But it's not 40 degrees. Math doesn't lie. I think we calculated it would be like about, if it was 4,000 miles above me, and if he's getting 23 degrees, it's like what, 2,000 something miles? Something like that. If somebody wants to do the math real quick and put the answer in the chat. We got the distance between me and Jose is 4,000. We go back. If someone wants to do that math real quick. Right here. But from Jose's location, he's got 23 degrees. What's the height of the sun? If this is 23 degrees right here that Jose's got, and the sun is, you got 23 degrees here and 4,680 miles between me and Jose, what is this right here? What's the height of the sun? Right? 23.8 degrees from Jose's location. What's the height of the sun? Somebody post that in the chat. No, it's not 666 miles. Come on. Somebody handle those bots for me. Thank you. Let's see. There you go. 2,064 miles. Let me see. Let's check that. Let's see. We got angle A, 23. The baseline. What was the baseline again? Oh, 4680. 4680. Yeah. 1,900 miles. 1,986. Pretty close. I can't pronounce your name. Sturthinston? You got it right. 1,986. That's pretty damn close. $9,000 miles apart. On flat Earth, are we 9,000 miles apart on flat Earth? Oh man. Oh yeah, and then at the end I threw in this
once again,
this little
thanks for watching.
GIF right here. 24-hour sun. Where on Earth would shadows do circles like this? Don't know. But yeah, that was pretty much it. We went through every video on my channel. Pretty much all of them. This won't be my last videos, but been doing this for quite a while. Hopefully in the future I will be able to do more live streams. Possibly have a panel, maybe one show a week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. But yeah, I love looking at these flight routes because they just. I don't know how you guys explain this. How does this work on flat Earth? Don't understand. You can't use jet streams because jet streams are only in one direction. You gotta account for the other direction too. You can't use a really fast airplane because we know how fast these airplanes go. These jetliners here. These Dreamliners. We know how fast they go. Can't use that. Let's look at some things here. I have some memes and stuff we can check out. Oh, that's too small. The V2 rocket. There's a curve. I like this meme right here. Arguments against flat Earth. GPS, satellite photography, sunrise, sunset, moon phases, stars, solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, horizons, thousands of years of science and evidence, and seasons, time zones, clouds, volcanoes, earthquakes, Coriolis effect, pictures and videos from space, gravity, water, weather, flights, and circumnavigation. And what's the flat Earth arguments against? What's the arguments against the Earth? It looks flat. I love that one. This used to be my logo back in the day. Buoyancy. Shout out to Jessica Zlowski. Remember when flat earthers were trying to use this as some sort of like, this is a dummy right here. They would, for some reason, they thought that this was actually a real person. It's a dummy. Oh, this is Chike. Oh, Chike, I like Chike uses this image right here. I think these mountains are a lot taller than this tower right here. And then the I think the observation height is Chike, can you put the observation height in the chat? I'm not sure what the observation height is. The height of the tower, and then the height of the observation, and the height of the mountains. Yeah, that did look like FE Flat Earth Millionaire. Well, yeah, that was a good one. So Mars rover on its way down. Lunar eclipse. Oh, goodness. Oh, I think this is like a 10-year time lapse of the sun. Oh yeah, hold on one second. I see that, Chike. Let me go back. Right, so observer height 1,200 feet. Tower is what? Tower is 600 feet, and the mountain is 1,700 feet. 1750, yeah. Some curve going on there. There was something I wanted to show here. Oh yeah, here's one. So I drew the triangle on this this blue ball here, and these are the angles that I measure on this triangle. It came out to more than 180 degrees. Let's make these bigger. Oh yeah, so remember the thing of with the Legos on the table? When you put them all in a straight line, this is what they look like in a straight line. You don't get a curve like that other dishonest nonsense we've seen with the Legos on the table. When you put them in a straight line, they don't form a curve. They do this right here. They form a straight line. I know everyone's seen that before with the Legos on the table, and they try and make it look like it's forming a curve. Yeah, we've seen that before. Oh, these are anti-corpuscular rays. The sun is behind me, and these are the rays coming from the sun. So yeah, so on that picture, that Chike, let me go back and see if I can find that again. Where's that picture at, Chike? I know you were talking about right here. So the observer's 1,200 feet, the tower is 545 feet, but the mountains are 1,700 feet, but for some reason, those mountains are below that tower. Not sure how that would work on a flat surface. It wouldn't look like that. I know that these mountains would at least be above this tower, be like up here somewhere. They should be. Yeah, that's a good one. This is the good one too. For some reason, this horizon is curved, but the red lines remain flat. Rakia likes to say it's the distance. It's the distance that makes the horizon curved. Well, why does it also curve the table underneath? Let me see. There was another picture with where you could see the bottom of the table. But the bottom of the table was also curved. He didn't respond. Oh, here it is. And I was like, okay, so if the horizon in the background is curved and these are not curved, and the table is curved, how are you saying it's just the distance that's making the horizon curved? And I said, you want to know the reason why? Is because the horizon has a slight curve in it, and the table has a slight curve in it also. That's why. Yeah, Rory. The observation is what turns seek truth, speak truth, also an inspiration. Yeah, that was, yeah. I remember that one. Remember that, Tommy. It was the moon observation too, is kind of what got him. No one can see the back of the moon, and on flat Earth you should see the back of the moon. Yeah, I know. I've been going for a while. I'm probably gonna shut it down a little bit. I got some stuff I gotta take care of today. It's been fun. I wanted to finish up going through a lot of those the videos I had. Oh, look at this. Of course, it's out of focus. This is me trying to zoom in with my phone, and it's kind of out of focus. But this is a lighter right here, sitting on the floor, not being blocked by the floor. These are clouds being blocked by the horizon. Yeah. So easy to show that the Earth isn't flat. So easy. These are the let me see if I have I don't have that one. These images right here, the horizon is in the bottom, right? And then as I keep going, I put the horizon in the top. And what I did was I took all of those and I compressed all of them. And all of them are curved in the same direction. Same with this one. Same with this one. Well, this one I think this one is barrel distorted with my phone. I'm not sure. This is my famous buildings. This is that 15-story building. Right there. Crosshairs are hitting the top of this building right here. This is all the stuff you don't see in those images that I show. I like this meme. Globe explanation for why horizon is a few miles away. The distance an observer can see from where he is to the horizon depends on how high he is. Let h equals height above the sphere, s distance to the horizon, r radius. Right there. Distance as a function of height is given. But the flat Earth explanation is you see down to the floor. This is explained with, I don't know. I forget who made this. Somebody made this. Was this you, Sean? Sean Hawkins, is this yours? Somebody made this. I can't remember who it was. see here. They look pretty happy right there, right? They don't look sad. They just came from the moon. Everyone likes to take pictures of them when they're not smiling. Yet they smiled a few times during that interview, didn't they? Yes, they did. Well, I appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. I know this is second time in history I actually did a live stream where I'm actually talking. Yeah, I'm just kind of going over some pictures and, you know, curvature of the Earth. See? Horizontal line, level line. Bev thinks this is fake, or this is not right. Horizontal line, level line. Just for you, Bev. Let me look at some stuff. Oh, here's Bev. So I think I went over this in the last stream. These are the only pictures we got from Bev's test. He took some pictures. Look, this is his tube going down here. I think this is his P1000. He took some pictures with the water level. Got his little tubes here. Not sure if we ever got any measurements from that. I've never seen them. I don't know. Again, apparently those measurements exist somewhere, but we've never seen them. He's got his tubes. Yeah, that's all we got. But he proved level is horizontal. Yeah, I don't know either why he would need to come out in the water level. I guess he wants to, but the thing is, we never seen anything from it. We never seen what he actually supposedly proved. We never seen it. Nobody's seen it. They claim they've seen it, but I don't know. They're holding on to their information. Just the fact that an EQ mount works anywhere via yeah, it does. Look here, EQ mount right here. Right there. Wouldn't work in any other configuration. It would have to be, there'd have to be like a ball joint or something for it to rotate in a circle above. Yeah, it just wouldn't work on it. That would not work if the sky was rotating the way flat earthers thinks it rotates. This wouldn't work. Here's a good one. If the Earth was flat, the bridge should have looked like this. I like this GIF. Shout out to Soundly. Soundly, you're a legend. This is a good one.
Suppose we zoom in.
Can you guys hear this?
Very closely so that the curved space can be approximated as being flat. Suppose we use this approximation to move our arrow forward by a tiny amount.
It's a geodesic.
We now correct for the fact that the space is not flat by rotating our arrow along the line perpendicular to the surface. If we repeat this over and over again, we get the path of the geodesic. One thing that all these examples have in...
Yeah, after watching I Can Science That live, I understand Bev's test. Yeah, but Bev's test hasn't really, it hasn't changed much. It's still the same thing as before. He, you know, using water level to prove that there's a horizontal between the two ends. But what I liked about, I want to go. Let me go. This is probably the last thing I do. Let me go back real quick. Where is that video? I want to go and let me see. I Can Science That, right? Anybody got to make it easy for me, can somebody post the link to that in the chat? The link to that video, I Can Science That with Bev. Because I liked what he was doing in the beginning of that. I like the questions he was asking in the video. Somebody post that video in the chat with I Can Science That and Bev. See if I can find it. I Can Science That. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Never mind, I got it. Hey, shout out to I Can Science That. Go ahead and go subscribe to his channel. He kind of reminds me of he's like an even nicer version of MC Toon.
How did that compare in your example?
Just like you see there.
Exactly the same.
The water were next to each other. Yes.
So, but I wanted to ask him. I wanted to see what was he talking about? What he was talking.
It uses it.
Hold on.
Water levels create a plane.
Don't know. What do you think?
Right here.
Understand is why the water levels? Why do we need water levels to do this test? Why not something else that's a straight line?
Right. Well, that was the thing. It came down to a cost thing.
So okay, Bev claims he's not a flat earther, right? And he's only doing the test to realize Euclid. But I Can Science That was asking, why do all this elaborate stuff when you could just do it with something way simpler? If you're not trying to prove the shape of the Earth, why do something simple?
Okay. We realized that initially at first it was going to be, we said 2 miles. Then we realized, well, that's 2 miles, 4 miles of pipe really to be doing it. And who wants 4 miles of hose pipe? What do you do with it? It'd be like a complete and utter waste. So the idea was to make it as simple and cost effective as possible so anybody can do it.
Okay.
We were given some numbers, and that gave us the ability to make it shorter, make it smaller.
Okay.
And then we realized the water level was the cheapest way of us doing it.
I would propose that if your goal is just to realize Euclid, you could do it much cheaper and much easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me demonstrate.
Exactly. You do it cheaper and much easier.
A piece of spaghetti. It's a straight line. I have a second one. If I overlap them, right? I overlap them. I make a single straight line.
Exactly. Right there. If you just wanted to realize Euclid, you could have just did that. Right? But Bev's test wants to he acts like he doesn't want to prove that the Earth has curvature. So he devises this test just to say that water levels are level without actually testing the ground underneath the water level. Or citing from one end to the other.
Yeah.
Did I just realize Euclid? I just verify Euclid's first postulate?
Well, it is in a plane. You see, that's the thing. It's a plane that you need to establish because book 11 is the
This is funny right here. This is also funny.
Solid geometry.
He says it has to be in a plane.
I'll put them on a cell phone to make sure that we have a plane.
Yeah, see? On a plane. There you go.
Now, have I realized Euclid?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think my test has all the elements that you listed you wanted. I've got a plane, and then I have a line that lies within the plane, and another line lying within the plane.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all you asked for. So I did it. And I did it in seconds. Why did you guys spend so much money and time? There must be something more.
Exactly. There must be something more.
What?
I mean, sure.
And Bev wants to play dumb. Like, what? What do you mean, something more? What do you mean?
Surely, you have other straight lines and planes.
Don't know. I'm not really with you.
Well,
what's a tool for establishing a plane? What tool would you really go to spaghetti?
I used a cell phone. Would you agree that the face of my cell phone is a plane?
Dude, you really need to get a new screen for that phone, man. Come on, man. Get yourself a new screen protector.
Well, I don't know. Would you get anybody? Because this is realizing Euclid, right?
Yeah. So we need a plane. So here I have a plane.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between my plane and your plane?
No.
Because Bev thinks the Earth is a plane. That's why. That's why. Bev thinks the Earth is a plane. He thinks it's flat. But he's not a flat earther.
Then, I mean, I don't want to diss your test or anything, but it seems like you went to a whole lot of effort here that doesn't seem necessary.
Why? What do you mean don't seem necessary?
Seems like...
We had a great time. Me and my lads had a great day out. We got a load of good filming. I got to have a day out. We spot on. We did a test.
Okay.
I don't like what.
All right. No, that's good. That's good. And so I want to clarify something that I think is a misunderstanding about your test. I think people are misrepresenting your test, possibly including myself. I think a lot of people think that your test was designed to show that water levels create a plane.
No, we know that. A water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference, right? I mean,
right. So this test of yours in no way questions that fact. It does not discern the plane or linearness of water levels.
Well, obviously, if we want to establish realizing Euclid,
like, oh my God, if Bev is not a flat earther, then I don't know what is. I really don't understand. I mean, if you look at his diagram, right? They were getting so mad in the chat when I was watching this. They were getting so mad in the chat that we were showing it curved like this. All of the Bevians were getting so butthurt, and they were telling him to change it and take it off the screen, because that's not Bev's test. Because Bev doesn't know which way down is. He thinks the water would flow down this way. That's why he says, "Oh, it's a hump. Oh, then you'll have flowing water. You'll have flowing water. The water would flow down." Oh, okay. That's on a hill. Yeah, we understand that. But this is the earth. Things pull toward down is this way. Down is not this way. Down is this way, towards the center of the earth.
Creates a plane.
Let me see. So this is Bev's test. This is what Bev thinks is supposed to happen. You sight from here to here to here, all the way across, and you would see that all these water levels should be, if they're all the same elevation, they should all be in line. But Bev says you can't sight a water level. Where's it? I want to see where I can find that part where he says that. I think that'd be the last thing, and then I get out of here.
Is the tool for establishing a horizon.
I want someone to please go back through this video and see how many times Bev says a water level. What does he say?
Horizontal plane of reference.
That statement now is predicated on number one of clearly not.
Well, it's an unreasonable position to do.
And that you have done what?
In the same plane.
And I see that the level's the same on all three of the overlapping region.
Yeah.
Then what?
Then you've got a shared straight line segment, so that shows that you can extend the straight line in a straight line, and all of the parts of that lie within the same plane.
Agreed. And that statement now is predicated on number one. Number one was what?
You said that a water level is a tool for establishing a horizontal plane of reference.
A water level is a tool to establish a horizontal plane of reference. He says that. I don't know how many times he says that. Somebody go back, watch this, and count how many times he makes that phrase. He repeats that phrase. Is it really 63 times? I don't know. I know he says it. He says it a number of times. He repeats the same exact phrase.
Levels are not planar, as these are clearly not planar. And you conducted your exact same test. The results would be exactly the same.
Now, do you think they can tell it's 2022, right? Do you think in 2022 they know the difference between a plane?
I think it's in the chat. They kept telling him to move, to take that picture down because that wasn't his test. Let me see. It's over here, I think. Goodness. I messed up.
So you questioned it.
There it is.
It is a...
Where is... I think it's Askin Reeves. That guy, Askin Reeves. I don't know. But yeah, they were getting mad because they kept telling him to take that off the screen because... That's not Bev's test. Take it down. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, you can go back and watch this. I watched it about 3 times. It's really, really good. Shout out to Ike and Science That. Go ahead and subscribe to his channel. He kept his composure the entire time. I don't think he's the type of guy that will like fly off the handle or start cursing or anything. He's kind of like MC Toon, but an even nicer version of MC Toon. So yeah. Anyway, I appreciate everyone sitting through this. Me going through a lot of my videos. It's been fun. I'll see you guys next time. I am working on a few videos, but they probably won't be out for, I don't know, for a while. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hopefully, if Jose goes live, I'll probably jump in later on. But yeah, it's been fun. Peace.